That go. Switch. And we're going to pop out chat on that. Shit, that scared me. All right. Dun dun. All right, let's see. I'm so slow at this, man. I should be way faster. I'm trying to get my chats popped out so that I can have it running while still being able to check chat and shit. So that's the game plan. Because I'm real bad about not paying attention to people texting or talking to me. All right, so I'm gonna try to fix that. And then I'll put YouTube video on this side. Let's see. YouTube. I think I did. Oh, that's cool. All right, cool. Okay, let's see what we got. Videos. Let's see. Sweet. Thanks, Cornadesian Gagoo. That would be awesome. But I have negative $1 million in debt. How would I ever do that? Let's see. What's going on here? What the fuck, man? It's got to be an actual. Let's see. Sweet. Cool. Why is that not loaded? I have market, shop, scale purchases. Why is that not working? Aggravating. All right, let's see. Percent chance. So that's if you don't need heroes. Cool. Ooh, who this? Pisces. Oh fuck. Oh, that's gonna piss me off. I have ads turned off. Oh my god. Oh. What's up?
strengthen our forces. Do you relish the violence? Though cursed with flesh, you still gain power. Another battle behind you.
Hey, Mamo. Mamo.
Arise and exalt in your pure form.
What do you want, Mamo? What do you want, Mamo? What's it, Mamo? What's it, Mamo? Oh, what's it? What you doing? Mwah, you super mad? You're not mad yet? Ah, baby. You okay?
Their attempt was futile.
All right, bye-bye. 3.
Strong enough to fight.
There. There. There.
Follow this path,
Dang.
and victory will be yours.
There.
Do you relish the violence?
Oh, what do we got here?
Leave no shell unturned. They're even scarier in real life.
It's true. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh.
Arise and exalt in your pure form. Leave the door. Let the chill
Oof.
follow you in. Gold in my teeth, gold in my hat. Follow this path, and victory will be yours.
Moralized Republicans. And I think especially true online, but it is like kind of the trans thing, right? Where it's such a logical thing, and big surprise, people are not supporting it, right? It's that simple.
guys see Hard Rock Bet has new promos dropping daily?
Did y'all say my name?
Oh, we were saying that Hard Rock Bet has new promos every day.
Oh, cool. No worries.
A lot of good daily promos, actually.
I know I heard my name.
Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
DoorDash delivery girl has been arrested on 2 felony charges after recording a man passed out with his pants down in his home and posting it on TikTok during a food delivery. She's being charged with unlawful surveillance and dissemination of surveillance images.
Hey guys, so DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my sexual assault. Hey guys, I just lost my job, and they won't tell me why.
You lost your job, and now you got arrested on 2 charges. Gotcha, bitch.
They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation.
Also, by the way, if you go into somebody's house and you record them without clothes on, even if somebody, like, let's say you see, let me think about it like this, right? Let's say there's somebody who's, they're walking around in their house in their underwear, and you record them outside of their house, and then you publish that video on the internet. That is, I don't know if it's anything illegal, but it's fucking weird. It's extremely fucking weird. It's massively fucking weird. Total invasion of privacy. Absolutely, in my opinion, totally wrong to do. Should not be doing this. Not good.
Providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't.
They didn't provide you a link to an appeal? Oh no! This is the mind of a Karen, by the way. More obsessed with the process of doing things than the purpose of doing things. This is a Karen's mind in action. I want you to see it right here for yourself. The mind of a Karen at work.
So I contacted support, and they made me sit up.
Yeah, a bureaucratic mindset. This is the reason why they have to fire 80% of people from these companies and nothing changes. It's because of people like her.
On the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why, and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why.
Yeah, too bad, bitch.
So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account.
Yeah.
I was working! I was literally working!
Not anymore. You got fired.
And they deactivated me! This is related. They just punished me for posting about my sexual assault while door dashing.
You can see that she's very obviously trying to play this up as it's this, oh, well, I'm this put upon girl. They're trying to suppress my sexual assault. You weren't sexually assaulted. Nobody even touched you. But you could say it's sexual harassment. It's not the same thing. Like, you just saw the video. And so she's, well, you can see what she's doing. She's positioning herself so she can be the victim, so she can claim the moral and emotional upper hand. I am so, like, at the beginning, I was like, I don't know if I really agree with this, right? And after, I never watched this video because who cares? But now I'm watching it. Thank God the stupid, annoying bitch is in jail. Thank God. This is beautiful. What a great day for me. They are literally putting the Karens in jail. I used to pray for times like this.
They just fired me!
Gotcha, bitch!
And the police are doing nothing!
You're not complaining anymore, are you? Now the police did do something about it. You should be happy.
I lost my job! That's my only way to make money to pay my bills!
3 days ago after...
Yep, too bad. Well, now you're not going to have any bills because you might go to jail.
October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my 3rd time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get...
Yeah, they keep silencing and you posting taking your videos down because you're distributing basically pornographic images of a person without their consent while you recorded them inside of their home. Did a person consent to having that happen? They're in their own house. The guy should sue her. That's what he should do. He should sue her for doing this.
One more strike, you guys. I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned.
I wouldn't worry about your account anymore.
So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the account.
So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash
So this girl's really in it for the love of the game. Like, she really wants this attention. Like, how many videos is she going to make about this?
customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I
They requested that their order be left at their front door. Okay.
arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door
Uh-huh.
with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles.
And so, just so I can understand, the Ring camera showed that she opened the door. Is that true? Is there a video of the Ring camera showing that she opened the door? Yeah, is there a video of it? Well, here's a good way to look at it, okay? The police obviously can figure out what a Ring camera is. They know what a Ring camera is. And they charged her twice. I think that says a lot. To be a girl and to get charged twice, that's hard to do. You had to have done something wrong. Women get massively treated way better by the justice system than men.
Why don't you
do.
lie
It's not even
down? You look
remotely close.
tired. Why are you
wanna
trying to
talk about
stay up?
privilege? That's a privilege.
Why are you trying to stay up?
Exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm
Good.
pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes.
I'm pretty sure. I wonder why.
But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer. And then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem
That's smart. That's what I do. Yep. Just get rid of them.
unrelated. I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days.
Yeah.
They didn't even provide me a reason for my
No, why would they?
deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't.
They don't have to.
So I contacted
Don't have to do
support,
anything.
and they told me to continue with my
You see, bureaucratic Karens. This is a bureaucratic bad faith Karen in action, weaponizing systems and different types of bureaucracy and other types of oversight committees and types of cooperation. This is how a Karen insulates itself inside of modern society. Is it creates infinite concentric circles of bureaucracy to protect itself from bad actions.
appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you
Yeah.
still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my DoorDash account back. DoorDash
Yep, that's right. You're not.
deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me
That's right. They punished you. They did.
for exposing my story time.
And you can see again, you know, you see the shifting of this, right? Where she's clearly trying to lean on this idea of being sexually assaulted so she can use this as like emotional blackmail to make everybody listen to her and do what she wants. Basically. That's it. She's using leading language. Yeah, it's what she's doing. Does she believe this? Probably not, no.
It's the only justice I'm getting, because I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing.
Wow. How about that? They're not doing a thing.
You guys, it's been a minute, a whole 24 hours, I know.
Yeah.
But I have an update as of October 6th.
Holy shit.
First and
How many videos are there of this?
everybody for the overwhelming support and allyship that you show. It's really
Allyship. Oh my god.
and that's really helping me through this.
There are so many toxic like everybody talks about like the Andrew Tate toxic male communities. This is the female equivalent to that, by the way. This is it right here. You're seeing it. It's a bunch of dishonest, disingenuous, obnoxious, stupid women that get together, that hate men, that are liars, that try to manipulate situations, emotionally blackmail everybody, and put themselves in the position where they get to tell everybody else what to do. This is the exact thing. Like, you want to talk about toxic male behavior, that's fine. I think there is some of that. This is toxic female behavior. This is it right here. And now we have the Karens going to jail. Oh my God!
Times So
I am so happy.
To let you guys know, I really
Wow.
appreciate the outpouring of support. So the update is, last night I was made aware.
If a guy does to a woman, would he be looking at 4 years in jail? I mean, I think it really probably depends.
A bunch of people started commenting on my pages that DoorDash made a public statement about
DoorDash
me
did?
on their TikTok story.
say anything?
And on their most recent Instagram post in the comment section. And I'm not going to speak too much further on details.
No, she's trying to sue them.
But what I am going
Yeah.
to say is I and the entire rest of the world found out why I lost my job at the exact same time. I didn't.
You think that they had to tell you? You really think that they had to tell you that recording a customer naked and then posting it on the internet would cause you to lose your job? You had to have them tell you that?
Didn't find out before you guys. I'm just
What? I mean, really?
this right now. The people that saw their public statements and made me aware that they made those public statements knew why I lost my job before I did. Because I went and I checked my email once I was made aware that they made those public statements, and they sent me.
I love how she thinks that she matters. You're a DoorDash driver. If you died tomorrow, they wouldn't even do it. They wouldn't even know about it. They would just be like, oh, wow, this account's inactive. Let's delete it out of the system. They don't care about you. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, she's acting like this is like some kind of, like they owe her something. What do you mean?
The deactivation email around the same time they released the public statements. Like literally within the same hour. So they sent me my deactivation email.
I didn't even know any of
my
this.
reason for being deactivated.
I can't believe I missed
A
this.
whole 24 hours after they deactivated me, and a whole 24 hours after I
They should ban her TikTok account.
and about 12 hours after
They should. Because if she got charged, that means that she committed a crime by disseminating that information on the website, and they should have to ban the account because you don't want to have people that are committing crimes by using the website. Yeah, they should ban her. Yeah, perma ban her.
denied my appeal. They finally sent me the email explaining why they fired me.
Yeah, what did they say?
So I and the rest of the world, we all found out why I lost my job.
We all? Who's we? Nobody cares. Well, here's a new one. You're getting arrested. You got arrested for 2 felonies. I cannot wait. I don't, I mean, like, courts are like so, it's so blatantly biased for courts. But at the same time, I do think that, like, I do think there's a chance that this person could actually end up going to jail. And this will ruin her life, by the way. This will 100% ruin her life. This is amazing. I used to pray for times like this. And I'm going to explain why, because some people might be like, oh, why are you happy about this? This is the person that lost their job, everything. I think this is such a great and amazing thing. And I'll explain the reasons why. Number one, you're recording a person without their consent in their own home. If the door was closed and you recorded them through the window, it would be problematic also. So you're also distributing this. You're basically creating pornographic material of a person without their consent and publishing it on the internet publicly. And then at the same time, you're weaponizing things like being sexually assaulted by having to see a fat guy laying on a sofa with his pants down after allegedly you opened the door. You're intentionally, and she's zooming in on him. You're zooming in on this guy. So you didn't send this to the police. You didn't go to the police about this. You went to TikTok. Right. Why didn't you send that to them? It's not alleged. Well, as far as I know, it is. But yeah, there it is. Breaking and entering. Well, we don't know about that or not. And what is this here? The onboard video has nothing in it. The guy's covered. It shows the side of his thigh. Female clothing can be more revealing in the way this guy is in the video. Well, anyway, and then she goes and then she acts like, oh, wow, well, they need to solve this problem for me because I'm so important. You're a fucking DoorDash driver. Do you think that you matter? You're expendable. You're completely expendable. And so anyway, this is what happens. So yeah, our argument is that she walked into a private space where a person's naked and she didn't like that, doing private things in her private place? Yeah, exactly. Do you think the police know 100% that someone is a criminal and who should be in jail? They saw somebody rob a bank, they don't know it? Well, I don't know about this. I have no idea. I don't think she robbed the bank. I don't think they know for sure. But this is a amazing thing. We need to put more Karens in jail. This is what I want to see more of every single fucking day. And luckily and hopefully, after enough of them are put in jail, the world can finally improve. She's literally a 2%er. She is. She is a 2%er. And you can see her and how she talks about it, everything like this. This is the enemy of America right here. This is it. This is the prime enemy. It's not the Jews. It's not the black people. It's not the Middle East. It's not even all the Muslims. This is the enemy. Right here. The prime evil. Just being honest. That's it. The prime evil. Mentally ill people. Optics-obsessed, virtue-signaling, obnoxious, privileged Karens that will import every problem from the rest of the world into America to satisfy their suicidal empathy that's actually narcissism disguised. And they will
That's
also
not combo
manipulate,
blend. Oh my
lie,
god. Okay.
and misrepresent
Hold on.
every situation to avoid any accountability
So,
from
3,
anything that they ever do, blame everything on systems,
2.
create endless levels of apparatus systems to protect them from their bad behavior, and to effectively waste and destroy resources
5,
by
break it
trying to
down.
provide different levels of insulation from accountability.
1,
That is the prime evil in America.
3. Oh, wait. Shit. Oh, it's over anyways. Damn. Okay. That'll be awesome. Okay. Let's see. Boom. This is a really cool game if you guys haven't played it. It's old. It still gets updates, not regularly, not like it should. But it's pretty good. It's Job Mania. I'm not the best player in the world at it, but at the same time, it is a pretty damn good game. So, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1. So 3 threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, and that. This 3 done. Let's see. What's one partner got?
Yo, fellas, new welcome offer from Hard Rock Bet just
what
dropped.
do we got?
I think we gotta go for this.
I think you gotta grip it and rip it.
Whoa, John thinks we should grip it.
And rip it.
New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
The escalation in Mexico is continuing. Cartel
Mexico.
violence, a full revolt.
Massive protests breaking out in Mexico City. More than 100 police officers were injured in these violent clashes outside of the National Palace. The unrest follows the assassination of a mayor who had criticized Sheinbaum's approach to fighting drug cartels.
Oh, wow.
Demonstrators,
How
many
did that happen?
of them Gen Z, accused the president of ignoring cartel violence and rejecting U.S. help to combat it. Leonardo Falcon.
True. So actually, they want us to help them. I mean, we want to help you guys too. I'm gonna be honest. Like, in my opinion, this is like an element, a type of foreign aid that I would totally be on board with. Like, it helps us.
Falcon and Ignacio Gonzalez are here. They are have a podcast called the Leo and Nacho podcast in Mexico, and we've had them on many times on Fox Noticias. I'll start with you, Leo. Why don't you just explain to the American people what is happening at this moment, because Mexico is in full revolt right now.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, Good morning to the United States and good morning to you, Rachel. And what Mexico is currently facing is a national awakening. What we're looking at, what you're probably looking at in the screens, is a protest of the Gen Z movement in Mexico, where there are no parties that they are leading this. It's the youth.
I think that's the biggest thing about this, is that this isn't a. I'm sure there's like a degree of partisan politics that's attached to everything, but this is primarily a identity revolt rather than a political revolt, which is insane.
Where did this come from?
Mexican people. It's not about the left. It's
By
not
the way,
about
these media companies started reporting Mexico's protest after your video. Probably just because it took them longer, to be fair. But you know, if you want to, we want to get into the ego thing. Yeah, of course, it's because I made them look bad, obviously.
right. It's about the Mexican people wanting the best for the country. And we're all together in this protest. We're all together for a better country. And we see it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We saw over more than 100,000 people during the streets of Mexico.
Holy
and
shit.
It was pretty impressive from our part to see it for the first time. And we were actually there. So we're very happy of the people that showed up in the country and that they are pushing for a change.
Yeah.
Nacho, why are the Mexican people so angry at Claudia Sheinbaum, your president?
Well, in a country which you have 60 murders and 40 missing people a day.
60 murders and 30 missing people a day. Huh. That seems pretty bad.
Every single day. Of course they are shocked.
So yeah, they don't want to live on a PvP server. Duh. I tell you that.
Of course they are shocked.
Yeah.
We, the youth, are really desperate because...
You said 40? I thought you said 60 murders and 40 missing people. Is that what he said? Maybe, I don't know. That's what I heard.
We don't see the light. The generations see the teenagers after this horrific situation. We decide to protest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not with a flag of any political party, no. Because they are killing us.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
That's the reality.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah, why are you protesting? Because they're killing you guys. Yeah, I can see that. Makes sense. Reasonable.
Okay, so do you believe that Claudia Sheinbaum is complicit in this? We've had senators on here, Senator Lily Tejas, who bravely said Mexico is indeed a narco state, and she said that Claudia Sheinbaum and her Morena party, the political party she belongs to, is in business with the cartels. Is that true in your opinion, Leo?
Well, when we look at what Nacho just mentioned, when we look at 60 murders, 40 missing people every single day, the narco state of Mexico makes it pretty obvious that there's some things going on behind the curtains in the Mexican.
Well, you could obviously do something about it. I mean, look at what El Salvador did. El Salvador collectively is a much, as far as I know, a poorer and much smaller country than Mexico. And they were able to completely get all of this under control by just mobilizing the military and then just aggressively going after these people with every single militaristic government resource possible. So if you're not doing that, there's probably a reason for it. I mean, that's it, right? I mean, if you're not doing it, they don't have the same level of cartels. Yeah, but they probably have a much bigger military too. Problem is Mexico's military is highly compromised. You think that El Salvador's wasn't?
Government.
Yeah.
This is sad, but what we look at here in the protest is that there's actually a noticing. There's actually a noticing of all of the Mexican youth, of all of the Mexican families, that they are saying, how can this be happening? And when you have such a big amount of the population mad, upset at what's happening in the country, something's going on. And that's when you have a protest like the one we had yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, people should understand, not only was that mayor murdered in...
Notice how they're only talking in hypotheticals, probably because they know their life is at stake. It only adds to their bravery. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty obvious that these guys and the way that they're talking about it is like extremely measured because they're worried about any sort of repercussions or retaliation.
In public with his wife and his child there. But then a few days later, another mayor was executed. He was actually decapitated, his head placed on the hood of his car. This kind of stuff happens all the time. It's totally normalized in Mexico, and the Mexican people are sick of it. Now, President Trump, Nacho, has said, I'm going to take on the cartels. in Venezuela, and of course, they're a transnational network, and that includes the cartels in Mexico. He has gone to Sheinbaum and said, "Will you help me?" But her help appears to be very superficial, not real. What do the Mexican people want, Nacho? Especially Generation Z, because Generation Z...
I think people just want to be able to go outside and not get robbed or attacked. And not have to worry about, you know, having like a paramilitary organization that's occupying part of their country. I feel like the bar is on the ground. It's not like people want to have, you know, everything be free and a unicorn for everybody. They just want to have a nice quality of life where they don't have to be immediately afraid for their safety everywhere they go. Like, it's not like you're really asking for a lot here, guys.
He is the one who is sort of fueling this protest.
If you ever look at photos of the largest cartels, they have military-grade gear. They do. They do. They have a handful of military-grade resources and things like that. But you have to keep in mind that the military has 100 times more than that, 1,000 times more than that. Like, it's not even in the same universe. These other people, like a lot of them, they have armored vehicles. We have tanks. They have satellites, maybe. They have drones. We have aircraft carriers. It's not even in the same universe. Like, really, I mean, do you honestly think that if you put if you put experienced Navy SEALs and generals that actually want to end this war, how long do you think it would take them to totally figure out, map out, and completely eliminate every single one of those people? I would say less than 6 months. That's it, 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. What are we talking about?
In fact, Claudia Sheinbaum printed out the names of all the Gen Z influencers like yourselves who were encouraging people to come out and protest, which is like putting a list out for the cartels. So tell me, do the young people like you want the help from President Trump's administration and from our military?
The Generation Z want peace. We don't care if that peace comes with American flag.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. Yeah, exactly. This is 100% the way a lot of them feel. I bet is that they don't really care like how you get it. Just stop putting us in danger. It's that simple.
In the left arm, the right arm, we don't care. We want peace. The situation we're living in Mexico is crazy. It's crazy, and we have a president who prefers to talk about influencers and content creators instead of fixing the real problem,
which is the cartels.
Leo said, which is the cartels.
Last word,
we don't know what the problem is. We all know it.
Yeah. You know that
everybody knows. Yeah. Everybody knows what it is.
She prefers to look the other way.
Correct. Last word, Leo. Do the Mexican...
They didn't really stop the Taliban. See, this is the big problem, is that a lot of people assume that America's goal in the Middle East or in Vietnam was to win the war. That wasn't the goal.
People, does Generation Z Mexicans want President Trump to eradicate the cartels, even if that includes military work, military actions?
I think that's a great question, Rachel. And I think this question works for every single country that is facing such a big and important problem, such as in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
When the Mexican people is in these conditions, when the Mexican people is desperate, as Nacho said, we don't care if it's Russia. We don't care if it's Russia. We don't care if it's the United States.
Yeah.
We just want collaboration. We just want collaboration to end this problem for once and for all. We want peace for the Mexican people. We want growth for the Mexican people. We want the future Mexican kids to be in a state of peace, not in a state of war and in a state of insecurity. We don't want it anymore.
Yeah. Well, you are our neighbors, our biggest trading partners. What happens in Mexico should matter to our entire hemisphere and especially the United States. So we wish you luck, and we are really proud of the courage of your generation to stand up to cartel violence.
Especially these guys coming out here like on mainstream trying to talk about it. That's a lot.
Good luck. Thank you, Leo and Nacho. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rachel. We are going to win. Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Got it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Fucking fucking based. There you go. Yeah, this is great to see. I mean, obviously, these guys, you know, you've got to have massive fucking balls to go on camera, on the media, while you're in Mexico, living there, and call this shit out. That is fucking impressive, man. It really is. But they'll get murked, apparently, unfortunately. I don't know. I mean, like, again, I don't know what's going to happen. I think that really, the more people get angry, I think that especially, like, if they got any other country involved, like if the United States got involved in this, for example, this would be instantly over, right? It would be instantaneously over to the extent that the U.S. actually wanted it to be over. But that doesn't mean that they actually necessarily do. Yep. Sorry about the volume.
That was stupid. Fuck.
DSP responded? Did he? Okay.
You would get it.
I'll watch that in a minute. Look at them all. Look at them go. Holy shit. They getting over there. Oh. There it is. And you see they're trying to pull it apart. This shit's wild. Yep. They'll disappear? Really? You think so? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, you can see they're pulling it apart. Holy shit. Yeah, they're actually pulling it apart. The guy reached his hand. They're just throwing shit in there. Oh, man. Man versus welded steel. Well, yeah, there it is. They got it over. Oh, my God. Holy shit. Guy just throws a rock in there. Modern day siege? Yeah. Why don't the soldiers use guns? Because if they use guns and the civilians will probably try to use guns, it'll escalate everything. And then it'll make them look wrong. That's the reason why. And also, I think if that happens, like, it's also pretty possible that if they start actually killing their own civilians, the U.S. will get involved, and we will, like, basically regime change their government. Which, I mean, by the way, I would support that. I would completely support that. There's no way that we should have a country that is a bordering country of ours that is a PvP server. Absolutely not. Martial arts server? Yeah. U.S. conquering Mexico 2025 on my calendar? I'm not conquering, no. Mexico, these are people that are mad that Mexico has already been conquered. So you're getting it twisted. See, you're thinking about it from perspective of an American. No. From their perspective, Mexico's already been conquered. Let's support annexation. I don't think we should annex Mexico. Like, I mean, I think Mexico is its own country. It's just, to me, it's just so crazy that after 3,000 years, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Yep, same formation, same everything. Yep. People already figured this out a while ago. Mexico won't be annexed? Yeah. If it works, why change it? True. Holy shit. Jesus, look at him go, look at him go. My shield now? Yep, there it is. That guy, bro. He's having the time of his life. He's so happy. Yes. They can get through that wall easy. Call up the Rohirrim. Yeah. And yeah, they're gonna get through. Didn't the cartels take out like 20 to 30 other presidential candidates? I don't remember what the final count was, but there were a lot of people that were running for office that got killed. It was a double-digit amount. 37? Yeah, a lot. 20, yeah. Yeah, not 20. I thought it was more. How hard is it to get a ladder in Mexico? Oh, a ladder is risky with something like this because it can fall over. Holy shit. What's the goal when they get through? You don't want to know. What do you think happens? What do you think happens when they get through and they get to all the people in the government?
Leave no shell unturned. All hands on deck.
I don't know. It's a mystery. 1, 2, 3. I know that one. Damn. I learned that from Dora the Explorer. It's 1, 2, 3. Man. Just climb it? Fuck that, bro. Like, absolutely not. Look at this. They're done with the windows? Oh. The wall's been breached? Yep. Why are the gases different colors? Probably because some of them are smoke gas and the other ones are tear gas. That's what I would assume. I mean, I'm not sure. The fart gas? Yeah, it could also be like a, you know, like gas that smells really bad to hopefully make people leave. Man, they're actually tearing this shit apart. Oh my fucking god. This is insane. No narco government? Yeah, I guess not. And yeah, stop throwing the fences. Yeah, I guess so. And let me go back. I'll see if I can pick up any more of these here too. But yeah, Mexico is done. I mean, I don't know about done, but I think it's pretty close. Let me see. Let me see if there's any more of this that's happening now. I don't know whether there is or not. But yeah, it looks like there's a ton of this that's just been happening. I don't know if there's any more of it that's happening today or not. Let me see if I can look at filters for live. So for live right now. Oh, fuck. What? Wait. Oh my god. Is this real? What? No way.
Jesus.
Wait, now they're on this. Holy fuck. This is, yeah, it's pre-recorded. I'm trying to see if there's any of the... Is this live? I don't know if it is or not. No, you guys don't think so? Okay, let me see if there's anything new about this, because it's hard for me to tell which ones are happening now and which ones happened yesterday, right? I'm trying to see if there's any other news about this to look at, but yeah, not with cuts like that. I feel like maybe if you had like a decent, like a Mexico protest. See if there's any more of this. Look on X. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. And so yeah, this is from today. I'm trying to look at, yeah, this is it, right? I mean, there's just so many fucking people here. But a lot of this is all from yesterday. Yeah, I don't know what did it continue through the night. I don't know. That's what I'm curious about. Is I'm really curious. Like, did it continue escalating into the night and into today? Click on the latest tab. Yeah, sure, I can click on that. Usually it's a bit of a risky click, and so especially with something that happened in Mexico. Let me go back and see if I can find any of these here. Where the hell did it go? This is just people talking about Alex Jones. It looks like a lot of this are just people talking about it in the past. So, yeah, I'm not really able to see anything else besides that. And I'll just scroll down and see if there's anything else that's really worth looking at. Street battle, yet another Gen Z carnage spreads with raging protesters leaving 100 cops injured. Holy shit. Getting over the wall.
Fuck.
Alex tried blaming Tricom's ex wasn't having it. I didn't see that at all. It surprises you media isn't covering it? Well, media doesn't want to cover this because it goes against the media biases. That's the reason why. Also, the media, you have to keep in mind, this is something I didn't talk about yesterday, is that the media is part of the Uniparty. And the Uniparty is the one thing that they are more afraid of than anything else is for identity politics to die. And a protest like this is a protest that transcends identity politics. That's the main reason why. They're terrified of that. Which part of this is against media bias? Sure. Well, basically, for any left-wing media, the idea that Mexico is a cartel state and that they have all these problems here, basically, they want to portray, a lot of the media has portrayed the Mexican government as being good actors, and they've portrayed the, the president of Mexico as being defiant against Trump, and generally made her look like a good actor. And I think that this kind of puts a it fucks that up, right? It fucks up that narrative. And so that's the reason why they don't want to talk about it. The fact that she's a woman can do no wrong. Yeah, I don't know exactly. But I think it's really just because she's oppositional to Trump, right? I mean, if it was a guy, I think the same thing would happen. They don't want to acknowledge Mexico's cartel problem because Trump is intervention against the cartels. Yeah, exactly. Because if they acknowledge, you're right. Yeah, if they acknowledge that Mexico does have a cartel problem, then they would also acknowledge that Trump was right about saying that Mexico had a cartel problem. So they don't want to do that. Check out the Daily Guardian YouTube channel. Okay, let me look at that there. Resh's narrative. Yeah, it's all about narratives. It's all about making people believe things that aren't true. And it's really just that simple. I'll see if there's any more of this here that's worth looking at. But yeah, here it is. Maybe this is it. I'm not sure if it is. No, I think this is from yesterday. Yeah, it's also like fucking 5 FPS. I don't know if I can find anything more about this or not. But yeah, this isn't really it either. Yeah, they also can't acknowledge the cartel problem because it makes them look complicit. Yeah, I think so too. And again, I think this is, it was inevitable. It was inevitable this was going to happen. And I am very glad that it finally is. It is like way, way, way overdue.
to hire minions. Let me have that one.
Tight and pretend it's a flag. Hold tight and pretend it's a flag.
Shit.
Done.
Stop now!
In this game, your heroes will die. A lot. With every defeat, a new hero.
For today's video, I decided to sign up for a $20,000. A pretty good moment for him, but since
Hasan Piker might not be let back into America. The deportation dream actually might be real. I've been praying for this moment. Hasan Piker's deportation was promised to me 3,000 years ago, okay? And I am so excited for it. So Hasan Piker is currently in China. Right? He went to China basically to glaze China, talk about how awesome it is. He literally did interviews with Chinese Communist Party propagandists, literally trying to direct. He's so stupid that he directly calls himself a foreign agent that is operating against the best interest of America. You have to see what we're talking about today. So first, I have to show you this clip. I've shown this once in the past. This one's going to be a rerun, but I have to show you what happened. This is just a 1-minute clip of Hasan Piker getting arrested in China.
Roger, you see this? Oh, yeah.
So this is a meme on his phone of Mao, right? The Chinese dictator guy, Mao, right? This is a Mao meme on his phone. All right, so everything's nice. Haha, did you see that meme? Huh? And all of a sudden, what are these police lights? What are these police lights? Sir, we're gonna have to check your phone. Uh-oh. Turn off the camera, they say, so they just cover it. And you can't really hear it super well in the background. They're like, yeah, Mr. Hasan Piker, Mr. Guy, we're noticing that you have a meme on your phone. So then they demand to grab his phone to check his phone. Yep, so they take his phone, they search it, they're looking through all of the stuff on his phone. He has memes on his phone, you should know. That's illegal in China. That's right, so they're looking around, they're making sure that everything's good. You can hear it in the background, and we're doing secret memes. Be right back, and the stream dies. They had to shut off the stream because, well, turns out, oopsie poopsie, as they say, he got arrested for having a meme on his phone. So immediately, this is one of my favorite clips on the internet. This is absolute cinema. It really doesn't get much better than this. It really doesn't get much better than this. It's crazy. Getting arrested in China while glazing China for having a meme on your phone, that's perfect. Now, if you don't forget, I don't want you to forget, Hasan Piker once flew into America, and they asked him questions in the airport about his support for terrorist organizations, because you might not be aware of this, but Hasan Piker is an alleged pedophile and also a terrorist supporter. Known terrorist supporter. So they asked him about his terrorist support in the airport for 5 minutes. He made believe it was hours. All right, he made believe it was a rights violation, that under protected speech, they're harassing him and attacking him, and he's been harassed at the airport. They violated his rights. They're asking him all sorts of questions. It's unbelievable. It's demonstrable. He went on CNN. He went on every podcast to talk about how unbearable it is. How unbearable this man. It's so horrible. You don't understand the tragedy. He was harassed at the airport for hours because of freedom. And here he is literally getting arrested in China for having a meme on his phone. It's like the absolute hilarity. He went to China to run defense for the Communist Party, to literally act as a foreign agent against our national interest. This is directly what he's doing right here, okay? This is directly what he's doing. And here he's getting detained for memes on his phone, okay? Like, could you imagine if he's arrested in America for memes on his phone? He would never stop. He would do a generational circuit run. CCP officials stopped and scolded Hassan because he had a meme of Chairman Mao on his phone. It's absolute cinema. It's amazing. It gets better. So this is Hassan Piker walking around in China.
I don't have any sort of patriotism in my heart.
He has no patriotism in his heart. All right. Guess for where?
For any, yeah, for America, but just in general. I'm not like a...
Right, so he has no patriotism for America, or in general. Get him out! Deport! 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 No patriotism, electrocutes his dog, allegedly a pedophile. He's a terrorist supporter, at least, possibly a terrorist himself, dressed as a foreskin. Get him out! Deport!
Very, I care about people.
And that's, by the way, for the record, this is him walking with a Chinese flag. He is in China, in Tiananmen Square, walking with a Chinese flag, talking about how he has zero patriotism to America. Bro, literally leave. You are a foreign operative. It's so obvious, and it gets so much better. While streaming from Beijing, Tiananmen Square, lefty influencer Hassan Piker says he has no patriotism in his heart for America. So this is a Hassan fan saying, same, gonna cry, nationalism is cancerous and the USA sucks ass. This is an American lady. I think I'll, like, dude, this is honestly diabolical. Honestly insane. So again, he's created an entire organization of these retards, and if you look at her bio, you will note, oh, never mind, I can't see her bio. I'm blocked. She blocked me. Anyway, so apparently this is a bisexual Marxist anti-fascist. That's right, so bisexual Marxist anti-fascist over here says that gonna cry, nationalism is cancer, I hate America. So I responded, if you were Chinese and said this about China, they would imprison and re-educate you. Nose rings detected, opinion rejected. I think that's a pretty good response, honestly. I think that's a pretty good response. Like, imagine being in China saying, I hate China, I wish China was cancer. China's cancer and China sucks. You would go to jail. So here people are, in America, where they have the most rights of any country they could possibly be in, constantly preaching that these other fascist regimes are actually better. And she has a nose ring. So, obviously, she retweets me over here, saying, you deserve re-education. For the record, in case you're unaware of what re-education is, re-education is throwing you into a concentration camp and torturing you until you agree with all of their opinions. That's re-education. So, this is her saying, you deserve re-education, and then threatening to assassinate me. Very cool. Classic. This is just the Hassan fan. Gotta love it. So you deserve re-education, threatened assassination, and I believe she deleted this post, but this is her replying to me, you're a pedophile, as she runs defense for Hassan Piker, an actual alleged pedophile. And again, this meme with the gun, threatening to assassinate me. Mostly peaceful leftists, right? So anyway, so this is just where we're at. This is the Hassan orbit. Now, I opened her profile just to see what she would say. This is literally a tweet from yesterday. This Charlie Kirk, rest in peace, Lamau deserved. Again, this is the breeding ground of Hassan retards that we all get to know. Again, there is a group of people in the United States that are actively operating on behest of foreign countries that directly are trying their best to destroy America from within, and it's very obvious, actually, if you notice. So I just had to ask this question: how old was she, Hassan? Because now Hassan has allegations that he actually slept with a 15-year-old. So you know, what did he see? What did he see? Old enough to count, old enough to mount Hassan Piker. That's right, bro. That's it. Absolutely. So now that Hassan Piker has allegations of sleeping with a 15-year-old and runs to China to glaze a foreign adversarial nation, let's see how they treat him. So this is crazy. Hassan Piker appears to casually reveal that a random guy walked into their hotel room, very much making it look like the Chinese police is following him around and bugging his room constantly. This is crazy. It's crazy. Walking around, bugging him, following him. I mean, he does basically run defense for terrorists, so we shouldn't like be surprised, but this is crazy. Next, that's crazy. They called you a pedophile. You get used to it. Hassan Piker slanders me constantly, calls me a pedophile. I'm obviously not a pedophile, but it's crazy that he just does that. But that's the left. They will do anything they possibly can to destroy you. That's where we're at. So anyway, this is the amazing timeline of Hassan probably being followed by Chinese secret police.
What?
That guy walked into our room.
That guy just walked into our room?
What do you mean? Oh yeah, that was scary.
Yeah, it was.
That was weird. You just saw the black glove? I was like, they're assassinating me.
Yep, that's right. That's right. He just has Chinese secret police following him around, walking into his hotel room.
That's the apple travel.
Yeah, pretty crazy how that keeps happening. Insane. He was probably followed from the very beginning. I mean, since he does run defense for terrorism, so I would want him in my country personally. So after all this happens, Hassan decides to go live on stream and talk to his audience. So you have to understand, Hassan is being followed by Chinese secret police, it seems. He got arrested, apparently, or detained at the very least, for having a meme on his phone. He has no patriotism in his heart for America. Let's see what he has to say about China.
My mind, in my conscience, I have already become Chinese, okay? We were already white Chinese in this chat.
Right, so he's white, even though he usually calls himself a brown Muslim. Now he's white, and now he's becoming Chinese.
I've already become full Chinese.
It's the best country out there. He loves that he became Chinese. It's awesome. It's awesome to become Chinese, where you have so much liberty, where the secret police are following you around and arresting you for having memes on your phone. Truly the best country, so much freedom. 10 toes on the ground, full Chinese, pro-Houthi.
Okay?
Schrodinger's Muslim over here.
You just start by saying that.
Hey Hassan, are you gonna talk about what the Chinese did to the younger Muslims? Are you gonna talk about the genocide that the Chinese have done against the Muslims, dude? Are you gonna talk about the Muslim concentration camps that the Chinese had? Are you gonna talk about that, Hassan?
It's fucking sick.
Whoa.
Okay?
Whoa.
Like,
this is like, it's crazy because Chinese have committed so much more of a genocide in recent times than Israel. It's not even close. It's not even comparable, all right? Like, Israel fought back against the terrorist attack. China actually made concentration camps where they threw, like, people in and tortured them to death. Like, they actively talk about wanting to genocide and conquer Taiwan and other countries. Like, dude, this is crazy.
You have abundant style consumption.
Radical capitalism, all right? Abundant consumption, all right?
Paired up with a centrally controlled economy.
So how is there abundant consumption with a centrally controlled economy? Oh, there's slave labor. Oh, there's sweatshops for children. Oh.
Economic system.
Right.
That has yielded tremendous development.
Right. For the upper class. The lower class gets obliterated. But the upper class, those guys are living good.
You have
True.
1950s Soviet-era building blocks.
Okay.
Next to
All right, that's pretty horrible.
Gucci store.
The crazy part is, he is literally and unironically describing the exact problem. Is this not insane? Is this not absolute insanity? I think this is some of the craziest. This is the problem with China. It's the fact that you will have Soviet sweatshop building blocks right next door to the Gucci store. Correct. That is the problem. 100%. Like, dude, this is crazy. He's literally running defense for a tyrannical authoritarian regime while he calls Trump a Nazi dictator.
If there was ever a country that represented the synthesis, the things that I enjoy so much personally.
Yeah, he personally enjoys all that.
If ever such a country existed, I do not know. You have to try the premium grilled chicken sandwich at McDonald's China, or I'm gonna report you to the CCP officials. You have met me at a very Chinese time in my life.
So this is complete insanity. He's out here running defense for China, right? Talking about how much he loves China, and even though it's a fascist dictatorial regime that's sending secret police after him and detaining him for having memes on his phone, and literally having a two-tier system where the lower class is kind of enslaved to the upper class, where you'll have unbelievable wealth for the rich people, but you'll have the poor people tortured. Meanwhile, I just pulled this out. I feel like we should pull this out, just in case you're curious. Here's recent allegations of war crimes. Because Hassan Piker, he calls everything he doesn't like war crimes. So this is just recent war crime allegations against China. So we have mass detention and torture of in the Xinjiang Uyghur camps, where from 2017, where over 1 million Uyghurs and other Muslim majorities were detained in re-education camps involving systematic torture, forced indoctrination, sexual violence, and organ harvesting. Survivors report beatings, electrocution, and rape. Hassan Piker, this is what you're supporting. You're supporting a genocidal regime that tortured, raped, and electrocuted. Well, you like electrocuting, to be honest. Electrocuting is kind of your thing. 1 million Muslims. All right, forced sterilization and birth prevention. All right, they would force IUD insertion into these Muslim women to prevent them from giving birth. Cultural and religious destruction. Over 16,000 mosques were destroyed and forced to assimilate. All right, extrajudicial killings. Thousands of arbitrary arrests leading to death in custody. Families denied information on detainees. But you're going up against ICE? You're saying that ICE agents deporting illegal invaders is a problem? Because they're quote-unquote kidnapping them off the streets when they're deporting invaders into our country? But you're running defense for China? That's just picking up random people and torturing them and killing them? Chinese Coast Guard and militia vessels ramming Philippine and Vietnamese fishing boats using water cannons, just randomly. 2020 Galwan Valley clash killed 20 Indian soldiers. Chinese just did it, it seems. That's what you're running defense for? This is crazy. So, and Hasan Piker will literally run defense for this because he's probably getting paid by China. Now, again, we're gonna look into that another time, but I do think this guy is insane. This delusional Turk is literally praising the last properly fascist regime on Earth. Correct. Completely correct. He's talking about how Trump is a fascist, Trump is a Nazi, Trump is evil, he's a dictator, ICE agents are just grabbing people off the street, while he is literally praising the most fascist country on the planet that is actually kidnapping people without due process and torturing them and killing them. Now we know Lamau. They know Hasan is tied to Muslim terrorist organizations and are taking precautions, and that's why they're following him around constantly. Unreal. Absolute unreal. So this is Hasan Piker in the street, bumps into some random Chinese guys, and what they say breaks his brain. This is probably the most this is worse than getting arrested for memes on your phone. This is one of the greatest clips on the internet.
Yeah.
They know who Asmongold is.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
No one from China should know who Asmongold is.
No one from China should know who Asmongold is.
You remember me? Last time I said hi to you.
Yeah, I do remember that. Were you guys together at the time? Like, as in like, yeah.
So they don't know who he is, but they do know who Asmongold is. Absolute cinema. This dude is out there sucking the cock of like the actual tyrannical Chinese regime. All right, no one knows who he is, but they know who Asmongold is, his arch nemesis. And this dude, like, look at hand is on his face. He's dying inside. It's amazing. Little bro went to China thinking he would be received as a celebrity, got treated as another foreigner, got arrested, learned that nobody knows him, and learned that Asmon is more popular there. Hasan should be elected Lol Cow of the Year. True! He is molding. He's actually furious. It's incredible. It's actually amazing. So this is Hasan going to China, and everyone's posting in his comments, "We don't like you. Lol, delete my comment again. I dare you. You electrocuted your dog." Yo, it's the guy who electrocutes dogs. These are the Chinese commenters. They probably know Hasan through like the Asmongold clips making fun of him for electrocuting his dog. Like, Hasan is out there running defense for China constantly, and they probably only know about him because of Asmongold clips of him electrocuting his dog. This is honestly possibly one of the greatest twists of all time. Literally, it's insane. So let me introduce you to a new character in this drama, because I think this is one of the most insane things. This is Li Jingjing, which almost sounds like a slur, but that's her name. She is a Chinese journalist, all right? She's just a Chinese journalist. Nothing suspicious to see here, just a Chinese journalist. I sat down with Hasan Piker, who started his long-awaited trip to China. He will travel across several cities in 2 weeks. Why was he so excited about China? What are his expectations for China trip? The interview will be released on all platforms soon. And as you can see, this is Hasan Piker with this journalist, Li Jingjing, and he did an entire interview with him. That's pretty interesting. I wonder what's going to be going on here. That's pretty crazy. Who's that? Anyway, let's look into this Li Jingjing character. Here's Hasan Piker with well-known CCP propagandist Li Jingjing in Beijing. For many years, Hasan has repeatedly amplified the CCP propaganda while unceasingly criticizing and demonizing the U.S. The question is he a useful CCP idiot or a paid one? Because it turns out this Li Jingjing character is China state-affiliated media. He is literally running propaganda for a foreign adversary. A foreign adversary is interviewing Hasan Piker. So, I just wanted to show you this 2-minute clip. Charge him for treason. I actually agree. I think this dude needs to be immediately removed. He's not just running communist propaganda. He's running communist propaganda for the Chinese Communist Party. Like, we gotta bring back the 1954 Communist Enforcement Act. We gotta start denaturalizing and deporting communists. And I don't think there's anyone better to start with than Hasan Piker.
I also wanted to show my audience and the Western world in general that there are a lot of rumors about China. There's a lot of...
What about the murder, torture, enslavement, and rape and electrocution of 1 million Uyghur Muslims? Are you gonna talk about that at all, bro? No, you only talk about genocides when they're not actually genocides. Those are the ones that you only talk about. You don't talk about the real genocide in Syria or Nigeria or Yemen or Sudan or China, but you only talk about like the fake genocides. Those are the ones that you care about? Pretty weird.
Understandings and also just outright lies, and that it's just another normal country just like every other.
Look at her smiling. Yes, that's right, Hasan Piker. That's right, Hasan Piker. Tell them we are just another normal country. That's right. Run propaganda for the Chinese Communist Party. We will infiltrate America with our 600,000 Chinese spy students. Yes!
Other country is.
This is Hasan Piker, an American online streamer, influencer, and a political commentator who wields significant influence over the young demographic in the US. He's known for his daily streams featuring political commentary and media analysis, and has amassed a combined 4.5 million followers on Twitch and YouTube. In his streams, he often discusses China's development with his viewers.
Yes, he does. He is literally a either useful idiot or paid operative from the Chinese Communist Party.
Now he has finally taken his first trip to China. I know Beijing's still first.
Why don't you talk about genocides? I literally talk about genocides all the time, actually. I am like literally the only guy that is out here constantly talking about this stuff. All right? I've talked about the Nigerian one before anyone else covered it, as well as the Syrian one on the Druze and the Christian minorities there. I'm out here trying my absolute best because they all kind of have one common denominator, all these genocides. There's one common denominator between the Muslims genociding Christians in Nigeria and the Muslims genociding Druze in Syria, and the Muslims trying to genocide Jews in Israel. Hamas, literally, their stated goal is out there trying to genocide the Jews in Israel. That's their stated goal. River to the sea, they want to kill all the Jews. And so I've actually talked about this a lot, you should know.
The stop in your whole travel plan in China. It's probably just been 2 days for you to arrive in China. How's your experience so far?
It's been amazing. I haven't slept at all, but you know, I'm carrying myself because I'm so excited. It's been a remarkable experience thus far. But I was all
just like, yes, remarkable, China amazing, China amazing.
Always very excited to come to China, so this has been a dream come true for me.
What do you want to experience the most? What do you want to try the most?
The food. I want to see all the big tier 1 cities.
The brothels. I hear you have children there. Woo-hoo! That goes right up Hassan Piker's interest. His interest meter is through the roof.
But most importantly, I am super stoked that I'm going to get on a high-speed train tomorrow to go to Shanghai, because I also want high-speed rail in America.
Why? Why are you looking forward to visit China?
Well, part of it is because I talk about China quite a bit as far as like lessons to learn.
Yes, we should all learn lessons from China. Like what? Like rounding up the Muslims and torturing them to death? I don't know, man. Maybe China is kind of right about some things, right? That was a joke, obviously. This is insane. This is actual insanity.
And what America could
we should open sweatshops and organ harvesting centers for our prisoners. I agree. Next time you have someone that gets arrested for stabbing someone on a subway, we harvest their organs. Good point, Hassan. There is a lot we could learn from China.
Then emulate, and seeing it in real time, I think.
If they post memes that are disrespectful against the government, arrest them and harvest their organs. Thoughts? What about only allowing state-run media? What do you think about that one, Hassan? You like that idea? What about opening sweatshops for child labor so that the upper class could afford their Gucci? What do we think about that one? What about eating dog? Hassan, you fry your dog all the time. You are proficient in frying dog. This is perfect for you.
Is a lot different. I also wanted to show my audience and the Western world in general that there are a lot of rumors about China. There's a lot of misunderstandings and also just outright lies, and that it's just another normal country, just like every other country is. I know that, but one, experiencing it for myself is good, and seeing it for myself is good, and then two, showing it to other people as well, I think will be a good opportunity.
He's basically admitting that he's running propaganda for a foreign adversary, because unlike these other countries, like, they are an actual adversary to the United States. China, known for being so normal. So yeah, anyway, that's crazy. We gotta revoke this guy's passport. We got to revoke this guy's passport immediately. Deport. So anyway, he never gets to talk about foreign influence in America again after this. So true. Like, this dude will be out there, Israel controls America. Israel has, like, literally people, YouTubers are running defense for Israel. And then this dude will actually just become a Chinese patriot over the weekend. Hassan traveling around China pretending not to see the repression and the genocide. Basically, that's where we're at. That's just Hassan Piker dancing around China. I see nothing. No genocide to be seen here. So while Hassan was in China, he ended up doing a Variety interview. So Variety is some articles for French people. Hassan Piker calls Gal Gadot a dog shit actress and quips she has no business being at the Oscars for the crime of what she has done to not only the DC franchise, but any movie she's been a part of. All jokes aside, Gal Gadot serves an important role in normalizing Israel. She's a lady. She's just a lady. What? What do you mean what? In normalizing Israel as not only a fascist ethno-state, which it isn't. Now, you, Hassan, in China is a fascist it's an actual fascist ethno-state. All right, like, bro, you are actually in China, a fascist ethno-state, calling out Israel, which is not fascist, nor an well, I mean, I guess you could say that parts of it are definitely an ethno-state. But realistically, this is crazy. Oh my God. But instead, a place where a lot of beautiful women come from, they do. A lot of beautiful women do come from Israel. And those beautiful women happen to serve in the IDF, yeah. Because Israel's constantly being attacked by terrorists that you defend. Because there's also this weird sexualization of the forces that takes place. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. It plays another role in normalizing Israel and activities and actions and whitewashes it. Says the guy going to China, running defense for slave torture rape camps. This is crazy. This is insane. Oh my God. So again, like, this is the wildest thing I've ever seen. So he obviously is furious that Gal Gadot is an actress because it normalizes that Israeli humans are people. And he wants to see, his goal is obviously to dehumanize Israelis as much as possible because he wants the terrorists to murder all the Israelis. That's the obvious Hasan Piker goal. If you watch my channel at all, you would notice. But this is exactly what Hasan wants. He says, why are we humanizing Israelis? We need to normalize supporting the murder and rape of Israelis. That is what Hasan Piker says constantly, and it's a truly evil thing to say. And yes, of course, she served in the IDF. There's mandatory service in the Israeli Defense Force because there are Islamic terrorist organizations constantly starting wars. In fact, if you actually look into the history of Israel, you'll notice something really suspicious. That Israel has not started a single war. I know this is going to sound controversial because we all know about the wars that happen in the Middle East all the time. Israel didn't start any of them. Not even one. Not a single one. Israel didn't start a single war. Not a single one. Not even one. So when you look at that and you're like, oh, I can't believe that they have someone that was in the Israeli Defense Force surrounded by 1 billion people that want to kill them. Yeah. So it turns out if there's 1 billion people that surround you that want you dead, and you have a population of 10 million surrounded by 1 billion that want to kill you, yeah, you're gonna have mandatory service in the military. And apparently that, according to him, means that we need to kill all. Yep, that's Hasan Piker running defense for these guys while saying that. Gal Gadot helps normalize genocide. Hasan gushes over Chinese influencer that was literally used to cover up the Uyghur genocide. You cannot make this up. You literally cannot make this up at all. This is insane. Complete and utter insanity. He's literally collabing with Chinese influencers that were covering up the Uyghur genocide, like an actual genocide, not the fake one that happened in Gaza, which was not a genocide, obviously, according to every single person that's not Islamic. There was no genocide in Gaza. Everyone knows that, okay? It's a known fact. Yes, they obliterated Gaza. They destroyed the buildings 100%, but there was no genocide. And
Stop doing that.
Especially now, when it turns out that Israel was giving them food the entire time. Israel was literally feeding them, trying to genocide them. Like it's an actual non-genocide. And this dude is saying that we need to start dehumanizing all the Israeli people, says Mr. Tiny Head over here, while he's doing an interview with someone actually covering up a genocide. Anyway, that's Hasan Piker. He's a terrorist. Anyway, let's keep going. I dare Hasan Piker to criticize the CCP for being homophobic while you're in China. Be a man. Stand up for gay rights in China. Damn, that's crazy. That's an absolutely insane take. Yeah, Hasan, why don't you criticize the government for being anti-gay? Dude, it's so insane watching this happen in real time. It's so wild. It's wild. Apple to remove 2 gay dating apps in China to comply with government order. I mean, to be fair, China's, broken clock right twice a day. I personally am not homophobic, okay? I just hate gay people. In my opinion, Hasan Piker, who constantly claims to be progressive, this dude should go out there and say what he thinks. Why didn't he tell this influencer what he thought? Oh, because they throw you in a re-education camp and sexually torture you. Oh, that's awkward. Hasan reminds me of that gay British communist, Harry White, who wrote a letter to Joseph Stalin advocating for gay people to be allowed in the Communist Party. All right, so again, this is not surprising, right? Literally not surprising. All the communist retards from the Western world are like, oh, actually, communism is a utopia. Actually, communism is amazing. It's a utopia. Hasan reminds me of the gay communist Harry White, who wrote a letter to Joseph Stalin advocating for gay people to be allowed in the Communist Party. In Stalin's handwriting, on the letter, it just says, archive an idiot and a degenerate, J. Stalin. In truly the craziest timeline of all time. Yeah, that's where we're at. Now, this was released yesterday, for the record, November 13th. This is breaking news. That's why I'm including it. This is the Chinese spokesperson. Japan must stop playing with fire on the Taiwan question. The Taiwan question means that China considers Taiwan as part of China, and they want to conquer it. So they're basically saying Japan has to acknowledge that Taiwan is part of China. Japan must stop playing with fire on the Taiwan question. Those who play with fire will perish by it. This was literally a post yesterday by China. threatening war with Japan if Japan refuses to recognize that Taiwan belongs to China. This is crazy. This is crazy. These people are psychos. So I wanted to wrap up the Hasan video with this because I think it's important. This image, I think, is exactly what Hasan supports. Right, so here you get a bunch of guys dressing like Palestinians with a Palestinian flag, where they take a dog that they dress in an Israeli flag, and they all take turns kicking the dog. I think this is a perfect encapsulation of everything Hasan Piker supports. Dehumanizing Jews, supporting terrorists, and abusing dogs. This is literally the Hasan Piker situation in a nutshell. But this is a real image. This isn't like AI. This is an actual image of a bunch of pro-Palestinian guys dressed a dog up with the Israeli flag, and then they abuse the dog. So anyway, that's Hasan Piker running defense for genocidal fascist regimes. And in my opinion, this might actually land him in trouble. He might actually, if the tension with China keeps rising, he's cooked. Because as it stands right now, it's pretty wild. It's absolutely, I'm not going to show you a video of them kicking the dog. That's not going to be allowed on YouTube, and it's also pretty disturbing. So anyway, Hasan Piker running defense for genocidal terrorist regimes, literally saying directly that he has no patriotism in his heart for America. He supports the communist utopia that is people in a sweatshop living right next to a Gucci store. People are, while he's literally under surveillance by the Chinese secret police and getting arrested for memes on his phone, still running defense for them because he is either a paid propagandist or a useful idiot. This person, in my opinion, this guy is going to get deported at some point. Either he's going to get arrested, or he's going to get deported, or he's going to get naturalized, or they're not going to let him back in America. Something is going to happen to this guy at some point. Now, obviously, I'm not wishing for any violence to befall him or anything, but I think it's very obvious that this guy is an enemy of our country. He is an actual enemy of our nation. He is part of the rot within that wants to kill us. And I mean, I've literally been threatened and slandered by his bandmates just to so yeah, anyway, that's where we're at today. Hasan Piker, absolutely cooked. What an unbelievable fraud. What an actual nefarious foreign operative as he sits there and accuses people of this shit constantly. As they say in China, yo, it's the guy who electrocutes dogs.
Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there.
Stay weird, man.
Today, we are going to be comparing the Anakin Skywalker cosplay replica saber to the Anakin Skywalker combat saber. Let's go take a look. First things first, the combat saber. Designed to be lighter, easier.
Her life could be in danger because of the rhetoric.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
Leftists are losing their mind that Trump went off against a traitor. They can't even understand it. They're like, oh my gosh, but this person says they're on your side. You're supposed to suck up to everyone. You're not supposed to cut off people that betray you. Betrayal is part of politics. But Trump doesn't actually believe in that, and neither do I, for the record. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a character that has pissed off everyone. People on the left hate her, people on the right hate her. Some people support her, specifically, in my opinion, if they're retarded. I think she's a huge fraud. I'm going to prove it in this video. I've said this for a while, but I've decided to dedicate a full video to my opinion. This is pretty awesome. Now, a lot of people think that Marjorie Taylor Greene is based because she's anti-Israel. I think she's a fraud, and it has nothing to do with Israel. I think she went on the Israel route because she wanted to be in opposition to Trump. She entirely built her entire campaign over saying, I am pro-America, I am pro-Trump, and then she goes out and directly disagrees, fights, and betrays him on every possible step of the way in order for her to build a base of right-wing guys that don't like Trump. So Trump's pro-Israel, she's anti-Israel. Trump wanted Iran to not have nukes to kill us. She decides she is going to support Iran getting nukes. All right? Trump is trying to end the war between Russia and Ukraine. She says that Russia is correct in their war and Ukraine is full of Nazis. This is every possible step of the way. So she, Marjorie Traitor Green, as she's been called by the president, is an actual Trump derangement syndrome Karen, while LARPing as a Trump supporter. So this is absolutely diabolical. All right, we are doing the breakdown. I'm sure this is going to piss off a lot of people because she has a lot of support. I don't care. If you watch my videos, you will know that I don't care if you agree with me. I say what I think. And you have the right to be for or against it.
Tell him, bro.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, you might remember her from having some pretty wild takes in the past. For example, she said that there were Jewish space lasers that you know, the Jews were using to zap shit and light fires and you know, obliterate their enemies with the Jewish space lasers. She is the actual she is the progenitor of the Jewish space lasers conspiracy theory. She is the one that popularized the Jewish space lasers.
What are you doing on my computer?
In
Get down.
Like with the Jewish space
Get down.
thing. You might also remember her for saying that the Jews control the
You know you're not supposed to be up there, silly kitty. Oh, you so mad. Look at that eye twitch. What are you gonna do? You gonna fight? Come on. Let's fight.
The lasers, that's still in development, but the weather, that's
Alright. You're not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight either.
So this is her. So, you know, Jews control the weather, Jews make space lasers. She's one of those. She's one of those. Get ready for the Candace Owens interview coming soon. And
Hey,
Donald
baby.
Trump,
You wanna play or you wanna... Oh, you wanna play? You wanna play? You wanna play? You wanna play? Get the butt? Oh, get the face.
I love Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's got spirit. She's got fight. I believe she'll be around and on our side for a long time to come. Epic foreshadowing. However, right now, Republicans have been fighting the radical left Democrats and all the damage they've done to our country. With a majority of one is shortly growing to 3 or 4. We're not in the position to be on a motion to vacate. At some point, we very well may be, but this is not the time. We are leading in the presidential polls by a lot, both nationally and in the swing states.
spoilers, he won the swing states.
Likewise, we are doing well in the Senate, and I believe we will do well in the House. But if we show disunity, which will be portrayed as chaos, it will be negative affect everything. Mike Johnson is a good man who's trying very hard. I also wish things were done over the last period of 2 months, but that will get them done together. It is my request that Republicans vote on the motion to table. We will win big, and it will be soon.
Because Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted to get Mike Johnson removed. She pushed this bill, and she ended up getting obliterated. In the Senate, it was like 350 to 50 or something terrible like that. Like, she got annihilated. Pushing this bill to get this guy fired, and it was against everybody. So Trump was like, yeah, she's got spirit. We like her. We like her. We like her, I guess. Well, anyway, everything changed, because this is what Trump posted today. Now, I'm going to prove to you that she's a fraud. I'm not just going to, like, quote some random conspiracy theories. I'm going to prove to you that she is a fraud. But he decided to drop a nuke today. Again, I give you full right to disagree with me. That's what we do here on this channel.
You already got tired.
The open-minded debate. But I am all for
You're making biscuits in the blanket.
Trump decided to stab her in the back. And then
That was enough playing? Okay.
I'm sorry, to CNN. I think it's insane.
I think you're a part
If
raccoon.
you're not familiar with this saga, lock in. It's insane.
I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men and women's sports, transgender for everybody, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world, as opposed to being the laughingstock that we were 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars, record-setting, invested in the USA, and having the most hottest country anywhere in the world, from being a dead country 12 months ago and so much more. All I see is a wacky Marjorie complain.
Women, am I right, guys? He didn't want to say that part, but I'll just go out there women, am I right? Absolutely diabolical. Oh, it seems it all began when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for Senate or governor when she was 12% and didn't have a chance, unless of course she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. She had told many people that she is upset that I didn't return her phone calls anymore. But with 219 congressmen and women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, almost 200 counties, and an otherwise normal life to lead, yeah, sure, I take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I understand that the wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia, and they are too fed up with her and her antics. If the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View. Now, for those of you that are unaware, this bitch did an actual generational run on radical leftist media shitting on Trump, while claiming she's a Trump supporter. You have to note what we're dealing with, okay? She's out there saying, I am pro-Trump, I am pro-America. And then she does a circuit on the radical left shows. Every single one of them that's pro-abortion, pro all that shit, and she claims to be against all of that. Is wild. With their low IQ Republican-hating anchors, thank you for your attention to this matter, make America great again. She went on The View? Yeah, she went on The View. I'll show you a clip of that. But, like, if you actually look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, if you actually look at her, like, and you look at her bio, like, it's unreal. Proud American. All right, 100% pro-life. She's on every single leftist show that wants to murder babies. Pro-gun. She's on every single leftist show that wants to take your guns. Pro-Trump. It's still in her bio. And meanwhile, she's LARPing as a pro-Trump, America-only person that is literally going on a generational run of radical leftist media. All right, you have to understand what we're dealing with, man. All right, she's always been a fraud. She has always been a fraud, and you're going to see why today. So first and foremost, I think it's super important to know, before I show you the actual response that she makes, Trump sarcastically questions Marjorie Taylor Greene's net worth jumped from $700,000 to $25 million. Pretty good question. President Trump posted on Truth Social on November 15th today, sarcastically highlighting Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's reported net worth increase from $700,000 upon entering Congress in 2021 to $25 million today. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Marjorie Taylor Greene made $24.3 million in 4 years on a salary of $174,000 a year. Is that not insane? Is that not like absolute insanity? Ongoing debates over congressional stock trading financial disclosures reveal Greene's free trade offsets, including family business stakes to real estate, estimated $11 million to $51 million, grew to $12 million and $38 million through market gains over 450 stock trades and book royalties exceeding her $174,000 a year salary. While Greene denies insider trading allegations, I personally don't believe her, tied to timely purchases like Palantir shares. She bought Palantir right before it became a government enforcement arm. Shares before a major contract. The scrutiny underscores bipartisan calls for banning lawmaker stock trading. Insanity. She went to the Nancy Pelosi School of Insider Trading, and she made a fuck ton of money. Yeah, but she denies it. She's America first, ladies and gentlemen. She's out there fighting for Americans. As you can see, Marjorie Taylor Greene stock trades since 2021 turned $700,000 into $25 million. My incredibly hot take is she's a fraud. And she should absolutely be investigated for this, as should everyone. I think all these people in Congress, for the record, this isn't like a Republican issue. This is a universal issue. It's a Nancy Pelosi issue. All these people need to get obliterated. We're out here doing our darndest, trying to afford a house in America and the economy of today. You have these fucking infinite politicians making infinite money, all right, through cringe bullshit in the government. It's insane. Anyway, this was Marjorie Taylor Greene's response. That Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all. But I did send these text messages today. Apparently this is what sent him over the edge. For the record, this was proven a lie. Apparently she did call Trump's private phone, his cell phone, even though she didn't directly call the White House phone. The Epstein files. That's right. Marjorie Taylor Greene was essentially going on a generational run of radical leftist news shows alleging Trump is a pedophile. I wonder why Trump is upset. And of course, he's coming after me hard to make an example and scare all the other Republicans before the next week's vote to release the Epstein files. Literally not true. This is literally a lie. You literally went after it. You called him a pedophile for the last 6 months. Okay? You called him a pedophile for 6 months. And he's like, yeah, I actually had enough of this shit. Like, no duh. Are you kidding me? It's astonishing how hard he's fighting to try and stop the Epstein files from coming out, that he actually does this level. Again, trying to be like, he's a pedophile. For the record, I think that Trump handling the Epstein files is insane. I think that Trump absolutely should have released the Epstein files immediately. I want it all out. I want to make this clear. while on this nuance, I do agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene that I want the Epstein files out. The reality is, there is an entire situation where essentially 1,000 leftists ended up getting implicated with this. All right, we got Bill Clinton implicated, you got Obama get implicated, you got a generational run of leftist pedophiles getting implicated with the Epstein shit. And she's like, Trump? We gotta figure this out with Trump. Anyway, but really, most Americans wish you would fight this hard to help forgotten men and women of America who are fed up with foreign wars and foreign causes. Are going broke, trying to feed their families, and are losing hope of reaching the American dream. That's what I voted for. Bro, this dude stopped 8 wars, man. He's not the pro-war guy. It's insane. But she knows how to talk to the American people, that's for sure. I have supported President Trump with too much of my precious time, too much of my own money, and fought harder for him than almost any other Republicans turned their back and denounced him. But I don't worship or serve Donald Trump. I worship God. Jesus is my savior, and I serve the district of GI-14, the American people. I remain the same as I've always been, and continue to pray that this administration will come successful for the American people, desperately deserve for me, our America first, America only. My own money, she says. All right, so again, this is like a virtue signal tweet, and you're gonna see what she does. So then she decides to leak DMs with the president of the United States. So she messages Trump, check the flight logs of Epstein's plane, Bill Clinton's 26 times, Hillary too. For many of us, releasing the Epstein files has always been for the women who are victims of Jeffrey Epstein, but also because we believe the Democrat bad guys like the Clintons were entangled and involved with them. Epstein was the spider that wove into deep state. Lean into it, she
Fuck, man.
Lean into it. Trump responds, the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and she leaks this message. She leaks DMs with the President of the United States. And that's where we're at. The politician grifter. That's where we at. No surprise. So then she decides to make a follow-up tweet. I am now being contacted by private security firms with warning for my safety as 100 of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful men in the world. The man I supported and helped get elected. Aggressive rhetoric attacked me has historically led to death threats. Oh no! Death threats! You called Trump a pedophile for 6 months. Death threats! And multiple convictions of men who were radicalized by the same type of rhetoric being directed as me now. This time the President of the United States. As a woman, I take threats from men seriously. And like a lot of the other covert feminists that make believe that they're secretly conservative, she falls back on the men bad tactic. You see this every single time. You see this every single fucking time. Boo-hoo, cry about it. What, is Trump not allowed to criticize you for stabbing him in the back? Like, I'm getting death threats now because he called me out. Oh my God, you unbelievable victim bitch. This is crazy. As a woman, I take threats from men seriously. This is like this is cheap whore mentality. It's insane. It's insane. I now have a small understanding of the fear and pressure the women who are victims of Jeffrey Epstein and his cabal might feel. Apparently, Trump tweeting, all right, yo, you stabbing me in the back, you crazy, is the same as Jeffrey Epstein raping children, all right? Apparently, that's on the same playing field, all right? I get death threats are not okay. Obviously, death threats are bad, but it's not Trump's fault, okay? I get death threats every single day, all right? I'm sure Marjorie Taylor Greene gets a lot more than I do. I get death threats every day. All right, but like, come on, dude. As a Republican who overwhelmingly votes for President Trump's bills on agenda, this is not necessarily true. She votes against a lot of them. His aggression against me, which fuels the venomous nature of his radical internet trolls, many of whom are paid. It is a complete shocking to everyone, except not to me. She went on every single leftist news site of all time. I take threats from very seriously. I'm conservative, but also men are bad. My phone is blowing up with a constant amazing support, and I'm so thankful. The political industrial complex and the violent nature of American politics must end. Our country is worth saving, and it can be done if we pull together and save ourselves. Well, get ready for a generational media run. So this was a shock. RT.com. This is Russia Today. Russian state media released videos of women saying Trump bitch for viral Marjorie Taylor Greene code America First. Russia is posting how they stand videos of women saying they stand with Marjorie Taylor Greene. It definitely looks a little suspicious as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, it really does. And it really does seem a little bit weird. Now, let me introduce to you why Marjorie Taylor Greene is a complete fraud. And I brought up like a whole lot of old clips. She's not America First. I want to make this clear. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not America First. If she was, I would respect her more. But she's not. She's LARPing as America First. She's a fraud. She's Marjorie Taylor Greene first. She's herself first. All right? Get ready for this one. So this is her talking about how she wants to end H-1B visas. Now, you might remember that Donald Trump said recently he wants to keep H-1B visas in the United States. I personally disagree with Donald Trump. I think that we need to completely overhaul the H-1B visa system. H-1B visas are essentially designed so that you can give expert workers from other nations visas to come into America and work here in America. Now, in theory, it's good. You get pros and experts, doctors and engineers, but that's only in theory. In practice, that's not how it works. And we end up importing retards that we can hire for cheap labor from other countries. So the H-1B visa system is a giant fraud, and I think that Trump made a huge mistake by supporting the H-1B visas. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I actually agree with her here. All right, this is her coming out against Trump's H-1B visas, but this is just another example of her constantly going counter to what Trump says, and I'll show you in a second why she's a giant hypocrite. All right, so this is Marjorie Taylor Greene saying something that I actually agree with in a vacuum. All right, I want to make this clear. I agree with her in a vacuum that she's against the H-1B visas.
My dear fellow Americans, I'm introducing a bill to completely eliminate the H-1B visa program, which has been riddled with fraud and abuse and has been displacing American workers for decades. There will only be one exemption in my bill, and it will allow for a $10,000 per year cap on visas issued to medical professionals like doctors and nurses who provide life-saving care to Americans. However, even this $10,000 per year cap will be phased out over 10 years to allow us time to build our own pipeline of American doctors and physicians. My bill will also restore the original intent of the visa, for it to be temporary. These visas were intended to fulfill a specialty occupational need at a given time.
That's what
People
it should be used
not
for.
be allowed to come and live here forever.
I agree.
We thank them for their expertise, but we also wish them well so they may return to their home country. My bill will take away the pathway to citizenship, forcing visa holders to return home when their visa expires. In order to build our pipeline of American doctors and medical professionals, my bill will also prohibit Medicare-funded residency programs from admitting non-citizen medical students into their programs.
She's right.
Just last year alone, there were over 9,000 doctors in the U.S. who graduated from medical school but were left without a residency placement. Meanwhile,
that's insane.
In 2023 alone, there were over 5,000 foreign-born doctors who received residency spots.
That's right. We should not be giving our residency spots to foreigners when we literally have Americans that can't get those residency spots. She's completely correct.
This is entirely unfair, and it's America last. My bill will help mitigate the shortage of doctors and nurses in our country, the shortage that we face, while at the same time serve as an off-ramp from our reliance on foreign workers by allowing us time to fill our residency programs with American doctors. Now, this will completely end the H-1B visa program in all other sectors in the job force and in the workforce.
That's right. Give our jobs to Americans over importing people that do it for cheaper. 100%. She's completely correct there. In my opinion, I completely agree with her.
This is America first. It's time to put American citizens first instead of foreigners first. And this has gone on, and this has been an abuse for far too long. Americans deserve a future. They deserve a chance. And I believe Americans are the most talented people in the world, the most creative, and I want them to have their American dream.
Damn. So she was spitting here. I actually agree with basically her entire sentiment. I actually think that she's more correct than Trump on this one. In regards to, obliterating the H-1B visa program. I agree. Now, she released this video right after Trump said she wanted H-1B visas, and she makes this video saying we shouldn't do it, we should ban it, and I actually agree with her on policy more than Trump. Even though she did it at a time literally to go after him when Trump was getting dogpiled, she decided to jump on the dogpile. It made me think that, well, maybe this is actually a virtue signal. She is just jumping on the dogpile. So maybe she's just virtue signaling. Maybe she is a fraud, even though she's actually saying the correct thing. This dude that looks like a woman is actually kind of spinning here. Now, and then that reminded me of this clip. This is a clip of Marjorie Taylor Greene just a month ago.
As a conservative and as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that.
She's anti-deportations. So she does this entire grandstand dogpile on Trump talking about how important it is in order for it to, they have to cancel H-1B because we need to give jobs to the American worker. We need to give jobs to the American worker. It's super important to give jobs to the American worker. Anyway, we need to stop deporting illegal invaders because we need their labor.
So, and I'm going to get pushed back on that, but it's, I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Yeah.
And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry.
Marjorie Taylor.
The truth, which is, let's not deport illegals because we could use them for her gigantic contracting business. It would affect her personally.
Green, ladies and gentlemen, our next president. Sorry, JD Vance.
And yeah, and she is probably running for president next. Pay attention, she will. That's why she's doing this, by the way. That's why she's going against every single Trump policy. She wants the Trump endorsement, which is why she's going out there saying that she's pro-Trump, but she's doing a generational run counter to Trump. Now, personally, JDV48, let's get at it. This is not happening, all right? It's not happening, bro. Especially, look, dude. In the book of Judges, God hand-selected the leaders of the Israelites. They were all men, except for one, all right? If that statistic doesn't mean anything, bro, this bitch be wishy-washy as fuck is what I'm trying to say, all right? Like, you miss me with this entire garbage, all right? Like, so anyway, did she just admit she hires illegal immigrants? Yup. So I want this to be very, very clear, okay? She did this video, which I agree with in a vacuum, that, she's saying that we need to stop the H-1B visas and all that. I actually agree with this. I do, in a vacuum, agree with her that we should stop this. However, super important to note, she doesn't agree with it. In fact, she's anti-deportations as a whole. She's a gigantic fraud, a huge fraud that is literally the most opportunistic bitch I've ever seen in my entire life. She will jump on Trump every possible ability she has to dogpile on him in order, in my opinion, to prop herself up. I mean, you see this video that she posted, it got 6 million views and 80,000 likes. This is her literally dogpiling, introducing this bill to end the H-1B program. However, she literally 1 month earlier advocated for the idea of being against illegal immigrants getting deported. Like, are we on the same page? Like, this is crazy. Now, I agree we should abolish the H-1B system to a large extent. Don't get me wrong. But she's a huge fraud. Now that I've proven, without a shadow of a doubt, that she's a fraud, we have a lot of cooking to do. This is her on The View. All right? This is her on The View. All right? The most radical left, women whining talk show on the internet.
Well, I want to talk about MAGA voters who believed that the president made promises like lowering grocery prices on day one. Right now, grocery prices, inflation is up, soybean and cattle farmers are on the verge of bankruptcy, millions.
You do realize that soybean and, you realize that goes up because it's in other countries that there are deficiencies, right? You realize that it's not only America that affects that. But anyway, that's not the point.
Have lost their food stamps and are about to lose their health care while we're watching $40 billion to bail out Argentina. What is going on?
I don't know. I am so America first. I feel like
I feel like she was programmed with the talking points, and that's the only thing she goes on a leftist tour to parrot the same talking points everywhere she goes.
Live it and breathe it, and that's my district, and that's what people want. They are so tired of their hard-earned tax dollars being sent overseas to foreign wars and foreign aid and foreign causes.
Oh,
while
she's
life
right.
in America just becomes more and more unaffordable. We want this money invested at home for our infrastructure, for programs, for our people, and most importantly, for my children's generation and their children and their children and generations to come. And I have to say, that's what I've campaigned on the entire time. Everybody's like, Marjorie Taylor Greene has changed. And I'm like, oh no, nothing has changed about me.
You were against deporting illegals, and now you are pro ending H-1B visas. Yeah, you're a fraud.
I am staying absolutely 100% true to the people that voted for me and true to my district. And I am so angry when I drive around my district to all these beautiful little rural small towns. And there's manufacturing plants that are crumbling from decades of lost industry, small businesses that got shuttered during COVID lockdowns and COVID shutdowns. And you want to know something else, Whippy? So many veterans that went over and had to fight in some war that really had nothing to do with where they were from or their hometown, and their lives and families' lives have been so affected. So for me, I am unapologetically America first, and I'll do anything I can to work hard to see
Become a Democrat, Marjorie.
Become a Democrat, the party of war, for the record, in case any of you were keeping track of the amount of wars that started.
I'm not a Democrat.
This is her sitting around a bunch of women that murder their own babies and advise other women to murder their own babies. And she's like, yo, I so am with you, sisters.
I'll say this. I think both parties have failed.
Both parties bad, both sides bad, both sides bad, both sides failed. That's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're happy. Both sides bad, America first, America first. Meanwhile, Trump is actually collecting trillions of dollars from foreign countries through tariffs, and also cutting off unfathomable amounts of bullshit through Doge. I'm America first. Both parties are thing. So here's the thing. Nothing she said is wrong in this clip. True. You have to understand how good she is at her game. She's right. She's right with a lot of what she says, because she's got the right talking points programmed. She's just a complete fraud. I want to make this completely clear. I don't disagree with the talking points in a vacuum, right? So this is her on CBS. Again, doing the media run about the Epstein files.
Why is this so important to you?
It's for the victims. These women
she got the talking points every time.
Have been waiting, some of them for decades. I talked to several victims that were raped by Jeffrey Epstein back in the 90s. And so this is information that has needed to come out for a very long time, and the American people have demanded it. And so the American people deserve to see transparency from their government. Rich, powerful people should not be protected. That is wrong. And it's a message to victims everywhere, victims of rape, human trafficking, and children who are trapped in terrible situations, that the government will not protect the predators, that we will work hard to protect the victims.
So, Congresswoman, that all sounds reasonable. A lot of people agree with you. And so the question comes to mind, why is GOP leadership and the president himself
the president himself
opposed to letting these files be released? As the Wall Street Journal put it, he looks like he has something to hide, even if he doesn't. So put on your political hat here. Why is he so opposed?
Well, you know, I've talked to many of the women, and the women themselves have said that Donald Trump did nothing wrong. And even their attorney said that Donald Trump was the only one that helped them. So I'll just being very honest with you, it's something that I don't understand. I think it's a huge miscalculation. And I truly just stand with the women, and I think they deserve to be the ones that we're fighting for.
Again, I agree with what she's saying, but the caveat is she's doing a media run. And obviously Trump isn't going to like the media run on every single leftist talk show to do this. You have to understand the context. The context is so important, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'm introducing a bill to ban H-1B visas in all sectors. Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think implementing a work visa program would be better than full amnesty. I have never gone back on any of my opinions. I've never gone back on a single thing I've ever said. Ever. So this was her today. Today, after her spat with the President of the United States, she went on CNN. Immediately. She couldn't stop herself. She immediately goes on to CNN, right? Wild.
I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics.
She goes on CNN to apologize to the leftists. Wild.
It's very bad for our country, and it's been something I've thought about a lot.
Well, since when? When did you start thinking about it?
Especially since Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
You're sorry for Charlie Kirk's assassination? You're sorry? Ever since Charlie Kirk was assassinated by leftists, where leftists cheered on the death, you then decided that you need to apologize to leftists? Bro, what are you doing?
Is that I'm only responsible for myself and my own words and actions, and I am committed, and I've been working on this a lot lately, to put down the knives in politics. I really just want to see people be kind to one another, and we need to figure out...
Yawn! One side is killing the other side. What is this bullshit? Oh my God!
A new path forward that is focused on the American people, because as Americans, no matter what side of the aisle we're on, we have far more in common than we have differences.
Yeah.
And
We're literally all the same. I mean, all you guys were laughing that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And I'm apologizing to you. We are literally the same.
And we need to be able to...
We're all just people. We're all just people. You worship the devil, but we're all just people. Like, dude, this is basically what she's doing, and it's wild to see it. So she did this today. Today. Charlie Kirk's death taught me that Americans, we have so much more in common than differences. If anything, Charlie Kirk's death proved to me that there are some people that we absolutely cannot unite with, and they want us dead. But anyway, I guess we all learned different things from similar instances. But, so yeah, so this was her. This was her on CNN. This was her actual little segment.
I have something in my heart that I think is incredibly important for our country, and that is to end the toxic fighting in politics. And this has been going on for years, and it is
the reason for this.
Unfortunately, it has all come down to the Epstein files, and that is shocking. And, you know,
Nux is basically saying the left should die. I have never said that. I don't think the left should die. I just think the left wants us dead. I think that's the difference, actually. But thanks for playing.
Stand with these women. I stand with rape victims. I stand with children who are in terrible sex abuse situations. True. And I stand with survivors.
Why did Trump attack you on Twitter? Because I stand with children that were raped. Yep.
Of trafficking and those that are trapped in sex trafficking. And I will not apologize for that. I believe the country deserves transparency in these files. And I don't believe that rich, powerful people should be protected if they have done anything wrong. And so I'm standing with the women, and I will continue to do my small part to get the files released.
You posted...
Yeah, well, to be fair, they should release the files.
...on X that President Trump is, with his comments, fueling a, quote, hotbed of threats against you. Obviously, any threats to your safety are completely unacceptable. But we have seen these kinds of attacks or criticism from the president at other people. It's not new. And with respect, I haven't heard you speak out about it until it was directed at you.
All right, good point, good point.
And I think that's fair criticism. And I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country.
Yawn.
And it's been something I've thought about a lot, especially since Charlie Kirk was.
Yeah, we saw that already. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Anyway, here is a Pakistani leftist siding with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Bro, what are we doing? A Pakistani leftist is quoting Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that Nick Fuentes should be on CNN. Bro, like the operation is in full swing. What are we doing? So this is her saying, I can only speak for myself, but as a Christian, forgiveness is a major part of my faith. I'm here to show how it's possible to settle all differences and move forward as Americans. That's why I go on CNN and make fun of Trump and support the people that killed Charlie Kirk. So that's what she says. To be fair, I agree. I think they should definitely get Nick Fuentes on CNN. That would be great. I actually think that would be awesome. But anyway, so that's what, this is her. And I never knew this, but this is a diabolical response. Isn't part of being Christian not lying and betraying your friends? Exclusive. Embattled QAnon Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene openly cheated on her husband of 25 years with a polyamorous tantric sex guru, and then moves on to another affair with the manager at her gym. So I did not know this before today. And this, honestly, is what pushed me over the edge to make this video. I'll be honest. I'll be real. Before this, I was like, all right, it's interesting. There's twists, there's turns, all right? There's fraud. She's a liar. She's a fraud. She's pro-deportation. She's pro-ending the, H-1B visas, but she's anti-deportation. She's literally counter to Trump on everything. And then this showed up. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got our conservative religious goat. Yeah. Oh, I don't know how this got in there. This is just Leviticus 20:10 saying that if a man commits adultery with another man's wife, with the wife of his neighbor, both the adulterer and the adulteress are put to death. This was, I don't know how this got here. Leviticus 20:10. I don't know how Leviticus 20:10 ended up on my computer. My bad. Oh, sorry. This is Deuteronomy 22:22 that says that if a man is found sleeping with another man's wife, both the man who slept with her and the woman must die. You should purge this evil from Israel. I'm not sure how Deuteronomy 22:22 ended up on my computer either. But anyway, moving on. moving on. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, wrong. Jesus told his disciples, if you love me, you will obey my commands. Jesus commands us to forgive one another, and even our ties to our own forgiveness, to willingness to forgive, as Jesus says in the Lord's Prayer, etc. And this guy says, where did Dana Bash ask you for your forgiveness? Where did any lib who incited death against Charlie Kirk ask for your forgiveness? People are actually freaking out, to be honest. They're freaking out that she went on CNN to apologize to leftists for engaging in this rhetoric, when realistically you got the other side killing us and wanting us dead. It's really not a two-sides issue here. So on CNN, Marjorie Taylor Greene claimed she never spoke to Nick Fuentes. This was today. Anyway, Nick Fuentes disagrees. This is diabolical.
Spoke at my conference, and then the day after, she pretended like she didn't know me. She pretended like she didn't know me and lied and said I had no idea the conference I was speaking at. She knew exactly
So
what...
yeah, so not only is she a grifter against Trump, but she backstabs everybody. She went to speak at Nick Fuentes' conference and then stabbed him in the back the next day when it turns out he was too controversial. He's too controversial.
It was.
What do you say to that?
Well, first of all, I defend every single person's free speech rights. I think that's incredibly important. So I don't apologize for that, and I don't believe in canceling people. And I think it's important for people like Tucker Carlson and yourself to interview everyone. I don't believe in trying to cancel someone by refusing to interview them and question them.
Fair.
And I did speak at his conference back in...
To be honest, I prefer when questions are actually good questions, like as opposed to, hey, I was just wondering, do you like Stalin? Yes? Oh, me too. Not exactly my thing. But like, I prefer the interesting, the epic stuff.
2022. However, I don't know Nick Fuentes. He's someone I've never exchanged text messages with or phone calls, but I did speak at his conference. That was the first time I had met him that day, and that was it.
So
she's like, I never met him. I didn't know him. Well, I met him at the conference. I didn't know him. I never exchanged text messages.
But I did watch the interview. I watched the full interview with Tucker, and I admire him for interviewing many people as well as exposing a lot of powerful information.
I hear what
that
you're saying.
He does on his show.
I hear what you're saying about free speech. I mean, count me as guilty as a proponent of free speech. There's free speech, and then there is hate speech. And this is a man.
The Karening continues. Stop. There's no such thing as hate speech.
And invited a really prominent conservative show who said, even during that interview, he had a problem with, quote, organized Jewry. And he wasn't challenged on it.
Well, yeah, because Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks the Jews have space lasers, okay?
In the past, he has denied the Holocaust, called Adolf Hitler effing cool, talked about the fact that he thought Jim Crow was just fine, and on and on.
And to be honest, I know this is going to hurt a lot of people to hear, he has the right to say all of that stuff. Yeah, that is still protected under freedom of speech. I personally do believe the Holocaust was real, okay? All right, let me make this clear. My grandparents are Holocaust survivors. Their whole family was killed. Their whole towns were wiped out. So personally, I do believe that the Holocaust is real. Nick Fuentes has every right to not believe it. I might think he's retarded because of the overwhelming evidence in that specific area, but of course he has the right to believe it, and he has the right to say it.
So again, there's free speech, and then there's just hateful language and sentiments.
Well, Dana, again, I told you on this interview that I'm committed to ending the toxic politics, and I think I don't want to have any...
Yeah, so anyway, she's going to be a new martyr for toxic politics, going out there, making friends with literally everyone to grift her way to infinite success. But anyway, she wanted to support Kanye West over Trump in 2024, all right? She is an unbelievable liar. It's crazy. Nick says that they knew each other. I've never met Nick Fuentes. I've never met him. I don't even know him actually at all. I don't even know Nick Fuentes. Yeah, so anyway, pro-Kanye West, anti-Trump preacher, makes believe she's pro-Trump, but dude, this is crazy. Judge rejects Trump administration request to release the Jeffrey Epstein grand jury documents. It turns out that there really is a both sides here in regards to specifically hiding the Epstein files. While it seems like Marjorie Taylor Greene has been doing a generational run talking about how Trump is hiding the Epstein files, it really kind of seems like, well, first of all, the Democrats hid the Epstein files for the last 4 years. That's first. Second, Trump is actually winning on the Epstein thing right now. I don't know if anyone's been paying attention to the stuff that's been getting released. This was a recently leaked email from the Democrats. I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. The victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. Now, the victim ended up being Virginia Giuffre, specifically the person that exonerated Trump. Like, you have to recognize the fact that in this email, essentially what Jeffrey Epstein is saying is the dog that hasn't barked, meaning the guy that hasn't raped a kid, potentially, is Trump. The victim, who turns out to be the one person that exonerated Trump, spent hours with him, but they redacted it to make it look like he was guilty, when in reality, he's not guilty. The Democrats then decided to release this. A quote from Jeffrey Epstein saying, "I've met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump." Dog! Jeffrey Epstein hated Trump, which proves Trump is a really bad guy. Jeffrey Epstein loved Trump, which proves that Trump is a really bad guy. Dude, this isn't working. This isn't working at all.
I tell you what, 6 months in, Steve, and here we are, turning back on the campaign promises, and we bombed Iran on behalf of Israel. Yes, it was on behalf of Israel.
There's no way she thinks that it was on behalf of Israel.
We're entering a nuclear war, World War III.
We're entering World War III!
Because the entire world is going to erupt, and you want to know the people that are cheering it on right now? Their tune is going to drastically change the minute we start seeing flag-draped coffins on the nightly news, on Fox
Well, that didn't happen.
News that brainwashes all the baby boomers, and on CNN that brainwashes all the Democrat baby boomers.
Well, none of that happened.
And that is exactly how this is going to go down.
All right, so she knows. She knows exactly how it's going to go down. You bomb Iran for Israel, because when they chant death to America, we bombed them for Israel, and then we all die in an endless war. That's what happened. Statue of Liberty wearing a hijab. That's the next step. Oh my God, this was fucking. Like, she's crazy. She's crazy. The best thing they actually had on Trump was the fact that Trump might have given Bill Clinton a blowjob. Not illegal, despite being yuck, but not illegal. So, dude, they have nothing on him right now. It's crazy. So, Vance decided to cook, and I agree with him.
Violence. I mean, if you look at the way, in the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination, that these guys were justifying it, making excuses for it. Most of them weren't explicitly endorsing it, but all of them would say, well, Charlie Kirk said some controversial things. And I would say, as his friend, so what? You say some controversial things in the United States of America, and that's what you're focused on after a father of 2 young children is murdered in cold blood in the public? It's horrible. And your attitude should be, when something like that happens, I don't care what you said, I don't care what political disagreements were, that was wrong. Murdering somebody is wrong, full stop, no follow-up, no caveats, no hums and ha's. Just have the moral clarity to actually say murdering people who you disagree with is disgusting and wrong. That's how I think fundamentally you end political violence in this country. True. Is you have leaders on both the left and the right who are willing to condemn it.
Except you have leaders on the left that are literally laughing about it constantly.
Any exception. Unfortunately, you've got a lot of people on the far left who are not willing to condemn it without exception. I'm violent.
Correct. In fact, you have the Attorney General of Virginia right now who literally has text messages talking about how he wants to murder Republicans. He wants to murder Republicans and their little fascist children. That dude was elected by Democrats. So Marjorie Taylor Greene going on CNN to be like, actually, I really want to start making peace and ending the political toxic politics, is retarded. They want you dead. All right? So I want to make this clear. I definitely think that J.D. Vance is the right approach and not uniting with the retards that want to kill him. So Scott Jennings is a CNN guy, but he talked about this a little bit. And he absolutely cooked.
Technically true, based on what I've heard and what I know, that he didn't tell her not to run, but what she didn't say was that he sent her a poll privately, discreetly, and it had information in it. And it showed her down 20 points to John Ossoff. And so in politics, when you want to send a message to someone that you like or that has been an ally, you don't embarrass them publicly, you privately send them information and show them what the reality
True.
is. And so
It's a very adult way of handling it. Trump saw the polls were bad for Marjorie Taylor Greene. He told her in private.
I think it's true that he didn't tell her not to run, but it's also true that he did her a big favor, which is to show her information that a candidacy statewide in Georgia for her would have been a disaster.
Congresswoman, thank you for...
That seems like a really nice thing to do. And then she decides to blow it all out in the open. Like a baby. Like a baby. But Scott Jennings kept cooking.
I do think it started with that political engagement. When they sent her that poll, that's when you start to see everything change. She opposed the president on his Middle East policy, attacking the Houthi rebels, attacking Iran.
For the record, the rebels were attacking American ships. Right, so she's like, I'm America first. I'm sorry, destroying the people that are attacking our boats? That's America first. All right, let's make this clear.
Opposed the president.
Opposing Iran? Iran directly wanted to get nuclear weapons to kill us. They directly chant death to America. She opposed that. That is not America first.
And on deportations this summer.
She opposed deportations, not America first.
So she has sort of become a policy opponent of the president, but I think
This is CNN. They realized that this Marjorie Taylor Greene character, despite saying, I'm America first, I'm pro-Trump, I love Trump, she goes against him every step of the way. You don't touch our boats.
It really all started with that political engagement, and now she's one of his most frequent critics on some of what I would argue has been his biggest successes this year. And if you want to count yourself as an ally of the President of the United States, it's not great to go out and run out to The View and other places and crap on him 24 hours a day. I mean, that's essentially what she's become. It's a well-worn path. A lot of other Republicans who turned on the president have done it too.
But there's a difference.
Did you think it started?
And to be honest, he's right. He's right. You do not oppose him on every single policy, even when it means you're contradicting yourself. She will oppose him. All right? Even when you contradict yourself, you still oppose Trump. You go on a media tour on every radical left show to shit on Trump as much as possible. I'll make you believe you're the nice person. You're America first. You say while shitting on everybody. All right, she's backstabbed everyone. She backstabbed Trump. She backstabbed Nick Fuentes. All right? It's not like she has an alliance with Nick Fuentes. She's a complete and utter narcissistic bitch that's going super viral.
Get down!
By beefing with the President of the United States, in my opinion, gearing up to a 2028 run. But anyway, that is Marjorie Taylor Greene's retard crash out. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed.
Scenarios is hard to play.
I'm sure that people are going to hate me because
you're
they
playing
support
two at
certain
once.
policies of Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I think I proved very clearly from this video, I also agree with certain policies of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Doesn't mean she isn't a gigantic grifter fraud. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.
My dragon wrath is yours.
Go ahead and hire one of these recruits.
Though cursed with flesh, you still gain power.
I'm AJ Hires from the giant Honda of Melbourne Powerhouse. Right now, get up to $1,500 in bonus bucks.
Trump issues stunning reversal on Epstein files.
President Trump is now calling on Republicans to release the Epstein files, and a vote could come as soon as this week. What a change that is.
Mark Meredith is live at the White House on that with us. What's the latest, Mark?
Yep.
Sandra, Brian, and Lawrence, it is a big U-turn for President Trump. He is now encouraging House Republicans to vote this upcoming bill in the
everybody's
House.
on the same page now. All the Democrats want it released. The Republicans want want it released. Trump wants it released. Okay, so why are we not going to get it?
Which would basically compel the Department of Justice to release its files on the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, who died in prison back in 2019. Let me show you the post on Truth Social overnight. The president saying House Republicans should vote to release the files because we have nothing to hide and it's time to move on.
Why didn't you do that at the beginning? This was so unnecessary.
This Democrat hoax perpetuated by radical left lunatics in order to deflect from the great success of the Republican Party.
Right, sure.
Trump added, let's start talking about the party's record-setting achievements and not fall into the Epstein trap, which is actually a curse on the Democrats, not us. Now, the president has repeatedly called this Epstein probe, which has gained steam on Capitol Hill, even in just recent days, a hoax. We heard from House Speaker Mike Johnson over the weekend, who says this is all about politics, not transparency.
I think he's right that a lot of the politicians are using this as leverage. These are people that were in office for 4 years while Biden was the president, and they weren't pushing to release the Epstein files. I think that it's true that they're doing it circumstantially because it's politically advantageous. I think absolutely that's true. But it's such a big issue that I literally do not care about what their motives are. I don't care about what their goals are. My only goal is getting the files out. So whatever leads to the conclusion of the files being released is something that I will agree with and something I will support. So even if I know this is opportunism, I know that it's not genuine, but I don't care because it's for a greater good. That's what I think.
Remember, the Biden
That's where I'm
DOJ
at.
had every one of these files in their possession for 4 years, and neither Hakeem Jeffries or Ro Khanna or Thomas Massie or any of them ever said a word about it. President Trump
and he's right. He's right.
has clean hands. He's not worried about it. I talk to him all the time. He has nothing to do with this. He's frustrated that they're turning it into a political issue, and it's not surprising.
He turned it into a political issue. He made it, like, the thing is, I know you have to, everybody has to be on the same page, and you guys have to defend bullshit. But, like, you know it's bullshit, man. You know it's bullshit.
Because the Democrats have nothing else to talk about.
Perhaps one of the most dramatic moments we've seen in the past 48 hours or so is Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, who is a staunch supporter of the president, who has been out there publicly saying she wants to see these documents released and she's going to vote in favor of it. She and Trump are now in a war of words with each other, and he is being very critical of her, saying basically he doesn't want to see her in Congress anymore. He's not going to endorse her. He also said that the threats that she's getting, that he does not believe public safety is a risk for her. She says she's gotten a lot of threats from coming out in support of this. But Sandra Bryant and Lawrence, there I think is another
you're going to have threats no matter what.
X factor, and all of this is going to happen. So the House will vote on whether or not to release the
MSN
files.
said nothing about the files while Biden was in office. Fact. I agree with you. I think that's true. But at the same time, you also have to leverage in the fact that Biden did not run on releasing the Epstein files. Trump ran partially on releasing the Epstein files. He brought it up multiple times. He brought up Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew multiple times. He brought and he also put people in his cabinet that had brought it up and said definitively that they wanted to release it. So he said it twice. He did. He said it twice. Anybody, if you asked a voter in 2024, did Trump say he's going to release the Epstein files? Is this something you're voting on? I think the majority of them would say yes. Really? What are we doing?
All indications are the votes will be there. It kicks it over to the Senate. We don't know what the Senate is going to do, whether or not it would actually get a vote there. And then there's always the possibility of a presidential veto, which would kick this issue back to Congress. And we'll see if the president has any more to say on the timeline of how that could happen when he speaks a little bit later on today. Lawrence, Brian, and
thanks so much. And the key is, just so you know, part of the reason why they didn't want to throw this out is because he was hanging out with the rich, the famous for 10, 15, 20
Good, get rid of them.
Years, other country leaders, and if their name pops up in this, even if
Too bad. Too bad. Shouldn't have been there. That's what happens.
Totally innocent, they're going to say, well, you're part of the Epstein files. So
yep, that's right. Shouldn't have done it.
Was part of
it's out. It's going to be out. And then it's just
do you think it will be, though? I mean, the Senate.
No, I think it's gonna have so many people that like if you get named in the Epstein files, that doesn't mean you're a pedophile. It doesn't, because there's probably going to be plenty of people in there that were just friends of his and associates that he was just doing business with, or like associates, or like acquaintances with. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's sus. But like, I would rather cast a wider net than a smaller net. I would rather have. This sounds terrible, right? But again, I don't care. I would rather have people have to prove their innocence than some people go free that are guilty. And I don't care if there's collateral damage. Too bad. That's life. You'll survive.
Yeah, the Senate, if the president tells the Senate to do it, they'll do it, I guess.
One even more Fox.
Yeah, there it is. And I agree, man. I do. Thomas Massey just grilled Kash Patel, FBI, on an attempt to cover up. Here we go.
Hearing yesterday when Senator Kennedy asked you, Director Patel, I watched some of your Senate hearing yesterday when Senator Kennedy asked you, you've seen most of the files, who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these women to besides himself? You replied, according to the transcript, there is no credible information that he trafficked them to anyone else. You also said somewhere in the hearing and here today that the problem is that the case files are constrained by limited search warrants from 2006 to 2007 and that the non-prosecution agreement hamstrung future investigations. Those constraints only apply to Southern District of Florida. They do not apply to Southern District of New York, the location of the 2019 sex trafficking indictment, which produced many things, including a series of FD 302 documents. According to victims who cooperated with the FBI in that investigation.
Why they only have water? I never see somebody in Congress with a soda.
These documents in FBI possession, your possession, detail at least 20 men, including Mr. Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked victims to.
What?
Victims including minors, such as Virginia Roberts Freed. May she rest in peace. That
she killed
list
herself.
Also includes
Allegedly.
at least 19 other individuals, one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music
Who could that be?
one very prominent banker, one high-profile government official, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire from Canada. We know these people exist in the FBI files, the files that you control. I don't know exactly who they are, but the FBI does. Have you launched any investigations into any of these people, and have you seen these 302 documents?
Have you done
Sir,
an investigation?
I have asked my FBI agents to review the entirety of the Epstein files and bring forth any credible information. And we're working with Congress not only to divulge that information and produce it to you, but any investigations that arise from any credible investigation will be brought. There have been no new materials brought to me launching a new indictment.
So is the loophole here, or is it your assertion that these victims aren't credible, that the 302s maybe didn't produce credible statements that rise to a probable cause?
It's not my assertion, sir. It's the assertion of two different United States attorneys' offices from 3 separate administrations who investigated those same materials at one time.
Are the 302 documents in the FBI's possession?
They reviewed all that, yes, sir.
And so have you reviewed those 302 documents that where the victims name the people who victimized them?
If I personally know, but the FBI has.
You gotta get your shit together. You gotta get your shit together. This is, you gotta figure out who it is. Like this guy, and here's what's sad. Am I the only person that had like very, very high expectations for this guy? Like I was very, very positive about him. I was really hoping that he would do some work. Only you? No, it wasn't me. Go back, watch the videos at the beginning of the year. People were very positive about him.
So how can you sit here and in front of the Senate and say there are no names?
I said
I named one today.
I said we are not in the practice at the Department of Justice FBI of releasing victims' names.
Bro. What are we doing here? Like this is it's so embarrassing. Like honestly, this is pathetic. This really is fucking pathetic. Wow. We got to do something about this. You got to go. Something got to happen. Like, it's not the same cash. Like, really, it's not. Like, this is crazy. What was the question? It wasn't that answer. I'll tell you that. Certainly wasn't that. This is weird, bro. This is really weird. Did you see the pedos as victims? I don't know. Like, listen to this again.
Who victimized them? If I personally know, but the FBI.
Listen to this again.
So how can you sit here and in front of the Senate and say there are no names?
There are no names. And he's talking specifically about the names of the people that were listed in the different testimonies.
Said, I named one today.
So let me get this straight. So the banking executive that was having women trafficked to him by Jeffrey Epstein was one of the victims. Is that correct, Cash? Is this accurate?
We are not in the practice at the Department of Justice FBI of releasing victims' names.
That's not what you asked.
What we do. We are
See, it's crazy, bro. Like,
also not in the habit of releasing incredible information. That's not what we do. But multiple authorities have looked at the entirety of what we have.
Okay, I got to move on here.
Here's how I know that they're full of shit. They can't figure out how to deal with Reddit. You can't even micromanage the websites where people are making death threats to politicians. You can't even stop that. And you want me to think that you are actually managing the Epstein case in a way that's legitimate? Get the fuck out of here. You can't even handle social media. What's going on here? Sorry, guys, we can't release anything because there's victim names. Sure, we could redact those particular names and release everything, but nah, we're good. Yeah, I guess, what a bunch of bullshit, man. What a bunch of fucking... I think he's getting blackmailed, probably. Unfortunately, he got captured. I think so, too, but I don't care. If you get blackmailed, then we need to have the government remove you from your position and then replace you with somebody else that's not blackmailed. Like, something needs to happen. Like, I don't care whether he got blackmailed or not. I don't care what do you need to do? What is the option? I have no idea, but something needs to happen. I'll tell you that. And release the names of the... Yeah, which magician was it? Like, we can at least know that one, right? What if it's the government doing the blackmail? What if they blackmail everybody? Well, I don't know. I mean, if you got this many people doing the blackmail, right? I mean, it depends on who it is. But at a certain point, I mean, like... Now, what would I do? This is what I would do is that, like, as soon as this shit gets released and we find out what happened, we're going to go back and find all those people that did that blackmail, and we're going to kill them. That's what I would do. Yeah, you asked me what my opinion is on it. Fucking kill them. And that's it. And it's not... Duh, 100%. Absolutely, that's what you do. Like, it's not even a question. How do you even thinking about this? How you even like, oh, I don't know whether this is true or not. But it's pretty obvious what you need to do and how you need to handle it, right? But yeah, that's really the way I see it. That's where I'm at.
Let me have that one. Never seen finer. Hello, little one. Who knows what secrets we'll uncover? take that back. Beneath me. Crumble beneath me. Don't let up.
See if you can stay on top.
Stop. Stop.
Go out and make me proud.
Doesn't destroy you, makes you strong.
Crumble beneath me.
Sunder their city.
Now, look at that!
Now we're in business.
That's what I'm talking about!
From darkness.
Just what I pick. You've gone cornered!
Out there.
You're making some bold choices out there.
Any defeat that doesn't destroy you makes you stronger.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Fucking idiot.
That's a great play. I can't wait to see this shake out. All of them. survive here.
From darkness I strike.
Cho'Gall will have your heads, all of them.
Mm.